Perfect place for a World Cup. To the average US sports fan, a 0-0 draw sounded less like a sporting event and more like a coding error. The greatest show on earth coming to town would soon change that. Because it was America, they didn't just host the World Cup, they supersized it. The opening ceremony was like a Super Bowl halftime show and saw Diana Ross miss a penalty from 6 yards out, wide of a goal designed to collapse as the ball hit the net. Despite the miss, the goal collapsed anyway. Classic Hollywood. When the matches started, something weird happened. Americans actually showed up. Sure, half the crowd were probably wondering when the quarterbacks were coming on, but the energy was infectious. The cultural mashup was glorious. International fans arrived expecting traditional football fare and found stadiums pumping out star-spangled scoff snacks. For the US, nothing said the beautiful game quite like a processed platter. And the heat. Games were played in blistering midday sun to please European TV audiences. Players were practically melting on the pitch, while fans in the stands were getting sunburns shaped like replica jerseys. Can you imagine the tan lines if England were there? Pfft, nightmare. On the pitch, we got pure theatre. Babetto's baby rocking celebration, Maradona's last international hurrah, and ultimately a final that ended in the most American way possible, a dramatic shootout, with Baggio launching his penalty straight into the California stratosphere. To this day, 1994 remains the most attended World Cup in history. The total for the 52 games, 3.5 million. That's an average of 68,000 per game. America didn't just survive the invasion of a foreign sport, it birthed Major League Soccer because of it. Beckham, Messi, they don't go if it wasn't for USA 94. Turns out all it took to hook the States on the world's game was a little bit of 90s magic and a whole lot of nacho cheese.
What is this?
I don't know what it is, Charlie.
Is this what does Barry like this music? Is it this music that he asks for?
This
is
the
this
one
why
that
he's sleeping through it?
He asked for this music, and then when he asked for this music, and then when it was signed off, he said, "That's it. I'm not doing any of the shows," because he's the guy with amongst the warm-up family, which includes me, you, and him.
Yeah,
he's the one with the heft. He's the one that decides.
Okay.
Am I going to do the show?
So he'll go to management and go, okay, I've written this music, and he wrote this music, and then realised it was bad and completely washed his hands of it.
And he said, I'm not doing the shows. If this is what we're doing for the whole World Cup, no one's going to be happy, and so I'm going to be in bed.
Why have you let me write the music? I can't write music.
Yeah, it can't write music. And actually, when you consider the fact he can't write music, he's actually not done a terrible job. Fade it up for a second.
Just fade it up. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
I mean, the claps are nice there.
Do you know he wrote some words for it?
Oh, did he? Did he? Okay, I'd let it in, yeah.
Okay, turn it up, turn it up. Barry. I mean, that's what he wrote.
It feels quite self-indulgent.
It's quite self-indulgent, yeah.
Because I heard there was a second verse that went, turn it up a minute. It went, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. I like football. I really like it. I like it in the Premier League. I don't like the World Cup. I'm sleeping through it. I've not watched a minute. I just drink beer. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he's watched some. To be fair, he's watched every game. But that aside.
That's why also he said he didn't want this music.
Yeah,
the words didn't ring true.
Is there something we can do? Surely we can't do a show with
on a
this.
Sunday.
We can't do a show with this. I mean, it's a Sunday.
Okay.
It's not on your watch. Oh, hello.
Here it is. There we are.
Something's happened.
Feels too much for a Sunday, doesn't it?
It's a bit too much. It's too much for a Sunday.
Even I don't want to go and get it. I don't want to go and get it on a Sunday morning.
Next door and knocking on the door, goes, excuse me, do you realise what day it is? It's a Sunday, for goodness.
It's Sunday.
Idiots. Turn it up.
Let's go. Come on, nice and loud. Let's go. Oh!
Morning, everybody. It's the world's biggest sports radio station. It's talkSPORT. My name's Max Rushden, alongside me, Charlie Bacon. Charlie, this is just any warm-up.
This is the warm-up, Max, on Sunday, the 21st of June, 2026. And at 17 o'clock, it's Spain v Saudi Arabia in the 2026 World Cup. It's live on talkSPORT, presented by Natalie Sawyer. Commentary from Ian, the Duke of Knutsford Danter, and former England women's striker, Tash Dowie. The OB producer... Oh, is he the Duke of Knutsford Danter? Go get it! And then at 20 o'clock, it's Belgium v Iran in the 2026 World Cup. It's live on talkSPORT, presented by Hugh Woozencroft. Commentary from Mark Willie Wilson and former Chelsea defender Scott Minto, the OB producer. Oh, it's Mark Wilson. Can you turn it down and say goodbye? Until then, baby. Don't you know? Don't you know? Change things go your way. So hold on for one more day. Hold on for one more day. Go get it. And then at 23 o'clock, it's Uruguay v Cape Verde in the 2026 World Cup. It's live on talkSPORT. It's presented by Ollie Clinky Clink. The commentary is from Mike Sewell and former England under-21 midfielder Darren Ambrose, the OB producer. Oh, it's Mikey Sewell.
Why I feel blue without taking
Mikey, oh Mikey Sewell. Oh, well, I love you, girl. I love you, Mikey Sewell. Go get it. And then at 2 o'clock, it's New Zealand v Egypt in the 2026 World Cup. It's live on talkSPORT, presented by Ollie Clinky Clink. The commentary is from Cameron, the Pope, and former Arsenal winger Perry the Labrat Groves, the OB producer. Yes. Oh. It's Cameron Pope. Cameron Pope. Joanna, till the morning comes. Give me Pope. Joanna, Cameron Pope. Joanna, Pope until the morning comes. Go get it. It's Big Ticket, live World Cup action you can't afford to miss.
Yeah, you got me in the mood there, Charlie.
Yeah, it does still feel a lot for Sunday. I feel like we need sort of different music or...
Okay.
But, you know, I like it.
We could do it over the traditional ska, see what happens.
On my Instagram, Barry's told me not to ruin his show. I don't know why he said that, okay. But, you know.
At what time did he write that?
I don't know. I couldn't work it out, so I thought maybe...
Don't worry about it, then I wouldn't worry. He'll be okay.
I know what he's like. I know what he's like on the internet sometimes.
Yeah.
A different
Barry's,
person.
Matt says, Max, can we get an update on Barry and his new girlfriend?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's exciting. He met an influencer.
Did he?
As he said, I spoke to a woman. I was like, wow, this is exciting.
Is she catfishing him, Max? Is she actually into him, or?
Well, no, catfishing is when it's a completely different person.
Oh, yeah.
And he met the person.
Oh, okay. So that's not catfishing.
That is the person.
That's actual
But I'm not sure. He said we shouldn't buy a new hat yet. So see how that progresses. I had a.
Have you ever worn a hat to a wedding, Max? Have you ever worn a hat to a wedding?
I refuse to go to a wedding without a fascinator, as you well know.
Fascinator.
They call me Mr. They all call me Mr.
Boom
Fascinator.
Oh, Mr. Fascinator. Oh, yeah.
So this is not for. This is an interesting. I went after one of the games. So we were in Los Angeles. We watch all the games. We do a podcast, and then sometimes you go to the pub. Sometimes you go to bed. Whatever. I just went to this restaurant on my own. Just wanted a bit of. I wanted to watch Colombia, Uzbekistan in peace.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
So I'm sat at the bar at this restaurant. It's like an L-shaped bar, and then this has never happened to me in my life, Charlie. Before you think it's a humble brag, no one has ever. A woman has never sidled up to me and asked, "Can I sit next to you?"
That's
right?
nice.
And it was awful because I didn't want her to sit next to me because I just wanted to watch the game in peace.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm a happily married man.
What a chat this is on Father's Day. Unbelievable. Max is away in LA for 6 weeks, away from his wife and ill children. And he's having women sidling up to him in LA.
She said, "What wine are you drinking?" So I was like, "It's a rich man's town, right?"
Yeah.
So I said, "The cheapest thing because this place is expensive." I thought, "Get her off the scent."
Yeah.
And then whatever she said, she was like, who are you supporting? I was like, I don't need this. I don't need. It's Colombia, Uzbekistan. It's not. Yeah. I'm not interested.
Imagine if she did a big rundown on the Uzbekistan midfield. She's like really into it.
Like
thing is about this keeper. Thing is about this Uzbekistan keeper. He's good on crosses, but he's not much of a shot stopper.
They invert the wing. You see, they invert their fullbacks. Actually, you can see the holding mid who drops into right back, and that really does. That opens up the play.
Opens it up,
so then I just mentioned every time she asked me a question, I mentioned she'd say, "So who are you supporting?" And I'd be like, "Well, my wife is from Australia, and my 2 beautiful children are also there, so I'm supporting Colombia." I just drop it in, but it was so annoying because I just wanted to eat my meal.
I think she may have been a professional escort.
Do you think so?
I think that's what it sounds to me like she was. I'm not saying you're not an attractive man, Max, but I think she was trying to sleep with you for money.
That was the weird thing because then I transferred her $50,000.
Yes. You are the new Hugh Grant and Divine Brown on a Sunday morning.
I don't know what happened. Yeah, and then I was suddenly in a lay-by. I didn't know what was going on. Anyway,
a lay-by.
Nice
I think you do well to find a lay-by in LA.
You think so?
An LA by. Yes, Kevin Birmingham says almost certainly a hooker. But look,
well, slow down.
Currently working as a sex worker. There we are. Maybe we don't know that, Max.
I don't think so. No,
okay.
That wasn't the vibe I got. But anyway, I just had to eat my. I wanted to take my time, and I couldn't. I just had to eat it because I wasn't comfortable in that situation. I wasn't sure I could just say, "Look, I'm not what you're looking for." So,
the way out of that was just to sit there and quietly wee yourself. Just show her that you're doing it. Maintain eye contact.
Did you know? How did you know what my tactic was? How could you possibly know my tactic?
This is not what I thought. Max, I had a lovely thing to say about about Elroy Room, the goalkeeper for Curacao. What a player. Some goalkeeping stuff's been brilliant this. The Cape Verde goalkeeper, Elroy Room for Curacao.
Well, that's what I said to her. I said, "Get a room." And I meant Eli Room.
So, Get a Room was one of the TV formats for Elroy Room. He travels the world trying to find the cheapest hotel room. I didn't Boom Boom Shake the Room was another one I had really for TV format for Elroy Room. If people want to send those in, 81089.
No room at the inn.
Oh, that's nice. Christmas special.
He recreates Christmas.
No, Elroy Room gets turned away from pubs.
But he's not there. It's like the question is, will he be there or will he not be there? Okay. So we'll have more of these, please. 81089. TV formats for Eli Room, the goalkeeper for Curacao. But that was so brilliant, was it? Well, look, we can. John Bruin's coming on in just a second. So why don't we'll do some Curacao and the rest. And Japan were brilliant.
Yeah,
their goal was brilliant yesterday, wasn't it? Brobby. Oh, lots to talk about from yesterday. We'll get John Bruin out and we'll do that in just a second. It's Max Rush and Charlie Baker with you on the warm up.
were talking about that in great detail yet on yesterday's show, about whether or not he should start, how much game time he should have. Because he's Cristiano Ronaldo, I think there's so much pressure on the manager, Roberto Martinez, to pick him, to start him, etc. What's your view on a situation like that? What do you do, Rio?
Well, Roberto Martinez is paid the money to make this decision, and I think it's the way that he handles that. It will be key. I think if he was going to attempt to kind of take Cristiano Ronaldo out of the team, I think it's all about the narrative. I think it's all about approaching him and going, listen, if he thinks this is how I'll do it. We've got a better chance of winning it for you coming on with 30 minutes to go when the opposition are tired, when their limbs are all weary, lactic acid is building up in all these players' legs, and they see Cristiano Ronaldo warming up on the side, and you come on and terrorise them and capitalise on that in the latter stages of the games. Do you think anyone's going to be bothered when you lift that trophy as our captain? No. So here we go. You're going to start some games, but then some you're not going to start, but that's part of the plan. And at 41 years old, I'm sure that Cristiano would understand that because, listen, we all know, Benny, you're the same. When we were getting older, things weren't working as quickly, as smoothly as they once were. But there's no denying the guy's potent. When the ball drops in the box, if you had three players to the top three players in the world for the ball to drop to, he'd be one of the guys you wanted to drop to even still now because he's that potent. He's got almost 1,000 goals. But listen, if it was down to me, I think I would take that same approach I just mentioned there. I'd pull him in and out of games depending on the opponents. And I'd just have to make sure that I talk to him and make sure he understands that. But one thing I would say when I watched him, I think a lot of blame and a lot of people are pointing the finger at Cristiano. I don't think the actual service into him was great either, by the way, or an opportunity to put his way often. I saw quite a few options to play the ball forward, didn't take them options up. And I think if you're going to have him in your team, you've got to find him as often as you can. And they've got great players who can do that.
Charlie with you on the warm-up. TV format for Eli Room. Room with the Curaçao keeper, by the room with a view. Eli offers his viewpoint on the week's event.
Oh, that's nice.
Mikey Morrison. I think it's just a single event. It's a short show. He's got one view.
Event.
This one is a room without a view. Room attempts to navigate goalkeeping life blindfolded. Plenty of mishaps along the way.
What a lovely idea.
This one is
that was written into his contract at whatever club he joins next.
Eli Room sits in disguise in random bars around the world, watching girls proposition innocent men before popping up and saying, "Room for one more." Room for one. God save us. Anyway, let's talk about Chris. Let's talk to the journalist and broadcaster John Brewer. We've got John's music.
We haven't got John's music apparently.
Why not? It's a Sunday rule. No music on a Sunday.
No music on a Sunday.
Enough.
Apparently.
I thought hopefully John will perform even without his theme tune. Hey John, you okay?
Hello John.
I'm well. You want me to stand in for Errol Brown then? Do
Yes,
you?
please. If you could give it a go,
you
thank
could.
you.
If you did 10 minutes of singing that, John, I would be absolutely delighted.
I'd like it if you did all of Hot Chocolate's hits, but didn't do I Believe in Miracles, and you just left it out completely. You want to play the hits.
Is it called I Believe in Miracles? I think it's called
You Sexy
Thing.
I can only apologise, John.
Yeah. What are you doing
You
on
are, of
Talk?
course, you are, of
What
course,
you
the
doing
Errol
on
Brown
Talk,
tribute
Errol?
act that we didn't know.
What are you doing on Talk, Errol Brown? Should we start, John, with Curacao? Because
Yes.
I was trying to work out, obviously, Cape Verde getting a goal draw at Spain feels bigger, but this is so brilliant for them. I haven't trawled social media for scenes around Curacao when the final whistle goes, but what a brilliant result for them.
Oh, absolutely fantastic! Yeah, and like the Cape Verde draw, it will make stars. I hear you talking about Mr. Room. And do you know what? And particularly after they got such a humping from the Germans as well. Every team, it feels, deserves a World Cup moment, even if things don't go badly. Though you'd have to say Tunisia probably aren't feeling that at the moment. But yeah, this it feels very special. And they're the smallest team for the smallest country ever to qualify. The smallest country in this, the Dick Advocat story as well. It's really heartwarming, isn't it? It's fantastic.
Yeah, and actually, I still don't know how I feel about a 48-team World Cup, but, you can't begrudge, and there's that sort of patronising view as look at these countries when they qualify. But if you are getting a point off Ecuador, right, and actually I think they were they level with Germany for a half? I can't remember, they're justifying their place, right? Ecuador, some people's dark horses in this competition. Their qualifying in South America was brilliant.
Well, Ecuador, in many ways, the Turkey of the CONMEBOL region, it would appear. Yes, they've had one. I think they've been something like 16 matches unbeaten going into the World Cup, and it's not gone well for them. But yeah, Curacao, expanded World Cup. I suppose if it gives you moments like this, I'm sure this is the type of thing that warms the cockles of Gianni, because it's I'm bringing the World Cup to the world, not just the Western world and the South American dominant teams. I'm taking it to it's almost like a political thing. I'm going back to the regions, and that's what that achieves. Whether later in the World Cup we get some form of attrition because they've played so many games. And we also have to consider that group games tend to be forgotten when it comes down to the grind of the last 16 and penalties and national pariahs and national heroes that comes from. Yeah.
I didn't want to be into it, but I'm really into it. I'm really into as many. This bit feels like if you're having a night out. I don't know if you know what the young people do now. The teenagers, they go for prees, which we used to do before. But you'd have
down the back of the garden, bottom Malibu.
Exactly. You'd have prees at someone's house. So you get basically drunk before you leave the house, so it's cheaper when you go out. But this bit feels like prees, and then the last 32 will be like at the pub. And then it gets serious when it gets to the nightclub, which is sort of the last 8, last 16. And also, mainly, often the best bit is the prees. That's the most fun. And I think this is the most fun in this festival of football. I think the vibes have been up, and it has been absolutely brilliant fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can't ignore all of the issues of the World Cup pricing and all that stuff. It would be irresponsible. Me as a journalist, you too.
100%.
I think that goes without saying.
Yeah.
Look, we all know the problems with it all, and it stinks. But the actual football bit so far has been a right laugh.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? The football is so good at World Cups, isn't it? That it tends to wipe away a lot of the ills, doesn't it? But I was interested in your idea of Ecuador Curacao as a bottle of Mad Dog 2020 before.
Yeah, exactly. It is
heading down the Red Lion. But yeah,
it is, isn't it?
2 pints, 2 cans of Tennent's Extra before you go out.
Scotland Haiti was a big bottle of 3-litre bottle of Diamond White.
What about Brian Robbie? I was so.
Great
I mean,
news.
as
Great news
John,
for you,
you and
Max.
I are get it launched, target men aficionados.
of course, yes.
Robbie is absolute top end of that at the moment, because not only has he got all the target man traits that you love, as in very strong, bullies defenders, but the ultimate good touch for a big man. And that that touch to lay it off to Gakpo before he ran on to score, before Gakpo sets him up to score for the opening goal, is just, it's such a difficult skill, that.
Yeah, I am a big fan of Robbie, most of all because I saw him play for Ajax about 3 years ago, and he was hilariously bad. And I was with some friends, and we were just giggling at, and particularly his name, obviously, because I'm a middle-aged man who's deeply immature. But it was, but yeah, he was a bit of a breakout star of the Premier League, wasn't he? He looked like a bit of a wild card purchase, and it was a wild card selection, of course, by Ronald Koeman as well, and he was up against him. Watching the game, he's up against two of the best strikers in the world. The BBC described them as, Gyökeres and Isak. I'm not sure everybody would describe him as that, but he was the best striker on the pitch, wasn't he, in that game?
And actually gives that side so much balance, right?
Yes.
So much balance.
Yeah, and there is a prescribed way of playing Dutch football, isn't there? That Ronald Koeman, who has a slightly more defensive reputation, but it's two wingers bombing on, full-backs bombing on, and then you've got your centre forward, of which there is a great tradition. And that was a classic Dutch performance, wasn't it? It was absolutely fantastic.
Very good indeed.
Japan as well, and I don't know, this was on that is one for the completists, watching Japan Tunisia, but I don't know if you've even seen the highlights, either of you, but they are a really dangerous team. Japan, I think, are a really dangerous team, John.
Well, yeah, and they might be the Turkey it's okay to think might do well, the dark horses. And there is this idea that Asia, in the spirit of Gianni Infantino spreading football to the world, need a good team, and this could be the one. A lot of familiar-ish faces from the Premier League, but that's a big win. And it's the 1,000th World Cup match of all. So,
should we list them all? Let's list them all now.
Which is the best one?
Yeah.
Oh, what's
the best one?
Belgium, USSR 86, John. What do you reckon? What's the best one?
Belgium. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's up there, isn't it? Best one. I'd say what was a good one was the Spain-Portugal 2018. Remember this? Last minute Ronaldo.
Yeah, 3-3. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about
fantastic.
Bulgaria, Germany? When was
the
that?
7-1. The Germany-Brazil 7-1 was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
When was Lechkov? 94?
94. Ghana, Uruguay. Remember the Suarez handball? Oh, yeah. And the penalties. That was the...
What's the worst one?
England, Algeria, 0-0.
That was bad, wasn't it?
I went to one in 2010, Japan, Paraguay. Well, after 5 minutes, I turned to my colleague and said, "It's a 0-0."
Do you know, we do have that. We were talking about yesterday that Australia and Paraguay could do a kind of victimless,
just knock it
disgressive
about,
because if they draw, then they're both through. So this is fun. So obviously the integrity side of me wants a proper game of football, but the fun part of me wants to see these two just tapping it between each other and just watching everyone just go, okay, I'll see what they're doing here.
But is this not the dark side of the 48 team World Cup? Yeah. Like the imbalance.
This is the hole in the format, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that might be it. So,
well, I mean, if it wasn't head-to-head, and I can't work out if head-to-head is good or not in terms of, this is why teams have won the group with 6 points when others have 3. But if it was a goal difference group, then it would still be alive, right? Because you know, you could come top of the group. It seems unlikely because the US have such a big goal difference. But it would be on the line, or Turkey could still get through because they've got no points, but they could get 3 with a big win.
The funniest bit would be if someone scores really early, really goes for it early, goes 2 up early, and like the other one, and that is like, "What are you doing? All we need to do is draw." Like a spite win would be amazing.
What are you suggesting, John?
That would be fantastic. Just like.
Anything else, John? Any thoughts on England currently? Where I mean, we're in Group Z, lowercase Z, so we don't play for another 5 weeks. But
when they next play in about 8 weeks or whenever it is, obviously hugely exciting second half performance. I think this is one of the issues, isn't it? It feels like England had an even longer wait for the second game as well. I mean, there's lots of talk about Saka's fitness. How fit is Declan Rice? I know my colleague Jacob Steinberg was written about that maybe the load on Rice means that he may not be able to perform up to his best. it's England. Do you know what? England sometimes take the fun out of these things. We've enjoyed this world of football, and
But
then
they were fun. Yeah. They were,
and that was it. Yeah, that was the great thing, wasn't it? And Thomas Tuchel, like we talked about how Ron Koeman played to those Dutch strengths. I think what Tuchel's seen it as is that this is the 21st Premier League team, and has played it in a Premier League style. And in that second half, they went for it, and they went for it in a very exciting fashion. Though it did require Thomas Tuchel to strip the wall at half time. And,
I'd like to hear that speech. There's been a lot of talk about that speech and how amazing it was, right? And I've heard that before about sort of footballers' speeches and that sort of stuff. And a lot of the time, you hear the actual speech, people go, "Yeah, great speech," and it's just like, I can't say a lot of the words that they say, but it's just like, "Come on, lads, we need this." We want this.
Get into them.
And it's like, well, what? You were wound up by that, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, I expect maybe Anthony Barry, who has become this cult hero because after his halftime interview, maybe that was it, but it was that with expletives from
I heard it was. I heard it described as Churchillian the other day, which will upset all the right people in my view.
Yes, John. Exactly.
Hey, John, cheers, pal. We'll play out with
Thanks,
your music. John Bruin, broadcaster and journalist.
All the best.
Here's there we go. We'll look
Bruin
into
again.
do some previews as well with Mark Wilson just a second.
The
Matt and
loser.
Charlie with you on talkSPORT. Faded up.
Well, we're talking about Arsenal because the press are talking about Arsenal.
Squeezed Arsenal into a World Cup show.
You're about to hear. Are you Arsenal in disguise? In the Daily Mail. Yeah, we're going there. We're going there.
Who's written that? Is that you? Is that by Laura Coke Francis?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's my first line in the Daily
well
Mail.
done. Congratulations.
The Nation joins Gunners fans in praise of Rice's corners.
Oh, come on. This is... Benty and I were out hobnobbing with the Rich and Famous last night, or maybe Rich and Shameless, and we were talking to Piers Morgan.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he asked the same question about Declan Rice's corners, and I'm like, he's just taking the corner, the fella.
Mate, no.
I love Declan. You know that.
Hey,
but unless you've got Harry Kane running onto it, a corner's only as good as the finish.
No, well, look at Arsenal been doing all season, and people have criticised us for that.
You just bullied goalkeepers, just smashed goalkeepers out of the way.
That's so right. So the hypocrisy here is loud and clear. In the Daily Mail, which I've just messed up there, they're calling it dark arts in praise of the dark arts that England have employed at corners, which we've been very vocal about.
We're not doing those corners at the World Cup.
Yeah, same.
Declan's doing outswingers.
Did you see the amount of... So do Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm saying, but when it's an in-swing, everyone's smashing into the keeper. These are outswings. Harry Kane's running onto them.
Now, all the blocks, I saw the blocks the other night, England.
Yeah, so just to be clear, corner's good, but corner's not good when Arsenal do it. In-swing are good, outswing are bad.
Unless Harry Kane's on the end of them,
so safe to say, according to you, and I think I speak on behalf of Arsenal Nation here, I'm not allowing you to enjoy us having corners, if that's all right. So as far as you're concerned, it was 3-2.
I'll speak on the rest of the nation, right? And I don't like your attitude.
I love it.
Yeah, the hypocrisy.
No, here's what's going to happen. Yep. So you, of course, won't remember, and neither will I, but in 1966, when England won the World Cup, right? Jeff Hurst scored 3 and Martin Peters scored the other one, and Bobby Moore lifted it. And West Ham, for years, were like, West Ham won the World Cup. And this is exactly what you're doing now with Arsenal.
It is exactly what we're doing.
Right.
But
Declan Rice took the corner. Now, I love Declan, so I don't want to say this, but out of everyone that played, who got the lowest marks?
You don't believe that?
I don't believe that.
Declan was very good.
guy cover his mouth. Decision is red card.
Yes. We've got to release this, Max.
Yeah, we do. Do we own the rights?
I don't know if we own this, the Game Day remix.
I think
Turn
so.
it up. Let's go.
Wait
Here
for
we
it.
go.
It's going to come in a second. Here we go.
Decision is red card.
This would... Imagine this on a dance floor. Yes, please. I don't think we should be in the video. I think we should really get some more attractive young people to be in the video.
Are there people younger than us? Are there more attractive
not sure,
people than us?
actually.
I know these are great presumptions on your part. I think it's Max and Charlie with you until 1 this afternoon. Let's look into Belgium, Iran. Let's get all the games. I bet Mark Wilson's got it in his locker to preview everything. He's commentating on Belgium, Iran. Let's play his music. Here he comes. It's Mark Wilson.
Somebody gonna diddle-a-diddle-a-lumby-doo.
Welcome, Mark. How are you?
Baby.
Morning, boys. How we doing?
I'm good,
You
thank
all
you, Mark.
Good.
Do you like your theme? Do you like your theme tune, Mark? I don't know if we've
Yeah,
ever
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I'm a big fan of that. I think you should release it, but I think, like you said, maybe you guys shouldn't be, like me, should be on
Oh,
the
the
video.
Ecuador,
Never mind.
with the Ecuador music.
one.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
of course.
Okay.
that is a
Do you know
banger.
the Belgium story that's interesting, isn't it? You know, we sort of think that, you know, we're in modern times, and now Jeremy Doku's getting like strips ripped off him because he wants to attend the birth of his first child. Like, how dare he? There's a football match to play.
Yeah, it's look, it's an unfortunate one, isn't it? I mean, as parents, it's obviously something you'd like to do, but I guess it's a personal decision. Some players wouldn't entertain it, some would, and it'd be interesting how, if that does happen, how that's perceived within the team as well, because there'll be some will be disappointed he's going, and some will fully understand why he's gone.
Yeah, just let him go. It's okay. I mean, I don't think I was much use during the labour, but you've got to be there. Someone told me a story yesterday of this guy, right? This is unrelated to Belgium, Iran, but quite an anxious guy. So his wife goes into labour, and he's sort of one of those guys who can drive but doesn't ever drive. And so when she went into labour, he sort of got in the front of the car to drive, and he just sort of couldn't drive. So she had to stick him in.
She had to drive herself.
She drove and he sat in the passenger seat. And then during labour, he fainted on her when they were putting the needle into their epidurals. He just woke up in a chair. It's like, oh man. Anyway,
I'll tell you what I think about the Belgium team, Mark, is watching the other night. There's that line which is men just like to sit around talking about mentioning old footballers, which is basically what a lot of the shows that Max and I do.
How dare you?
Just talk
That's why I listen.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
But watching, when you watch the Premier League years on Sky Sport, you go, oh look, there's them. Oh look, there's Lukaku.
Yeah.
It was a bit like that watching Belgium. It was like, oh look, all these players. I mean, some of them are still in the Premier League, but this was like, oh yes, I remember this golden generation. And when they bought Lukaku on, I thought, yeah, he was really good. I think for a bit, for a year, was he good? Like for 2 years, was he good? I like him though. It's a nice presence.
Look, he scored 90 goals for Belgium.
Yeah.
That's some effort, isn't it? I must admit, I'm like you. I'm looking at the squad, and you feel certainly for this generation, is going to be their last chance, isn't it? There's a lot of players early, mid-30s now, and they're not going to be around for the next World Cup. So you do feel for them. It could be now or never. And I think they're the European side that's been in the most World Cups without winning one, and twice a semi-finalist. How realistic are they going to be challenging this time? Well, they've got players that can do it, but they need to show it, and it's maybe now or never for them.
Yeah, Axel Witsel's still in the squad. I mean, that's amazing. He must have been in every Belgium squad ever. Before Enzo Schifo, he was there, Axel Witsel. And Kevin De Bruyne, and I was really looking forward. They talked about the heat a lot. I thought we'd judge it by how red Kevin De Bruyne's face got. But it actually was sort of stayed normal, normal sort of tone for Kevin. What about Iran? I mean, a lot off the pitch is happening with Iran, Mark. And look, it's a pretty complicated situation, of course, and there are lots of Iranian fans here in the States who don't support the team, or certainly don't support the regime in Iran, but support the players. There's a bit of conflict there. And, given how the state treats their people, there are, FIFA statutes that means they probably shouldn't be there, but they are there, and they are not being treated equally like every other team because of the relationship with the United States.
Yeah, look, as soon as that whole conflict started, you start to wonder what is going to happen when the World Cup comes around. And I know politics is not supposed to get involved in sport, but as you said, it has done by the fact that all their staff are not allowed to be there. So they are doing it tough. I guess for the players, all they can do is their best and represent the country the best that they can. And people make of the situation what they will. It's not down to them, is it? They're not the politicians. They're here to play football, and their dream is to win the World Cup, and that's what they're going to try and do. And they've got every chance of getting out of the group. That is for sure. I mean, whatever happens on the match day tonight and in the early hours of tomorrow morning with the other game, no one's getting knocked out, no one's getting through. So this game, this group will go right to the wire. So it's going to be tight, and one good result might be enough to get them out of the group for the first time ever.
Yeah, which would be great for those players. Just elsewhere quickly, Spain, Saudi Arabia, and that draw with Cape Verde. And I don't know, we expect Spain to just turn it on, Mark, but they really need something. They need to win today.
Get something, yeah.
Of course they do. We've seen a lot of the big guns come firing, scoring lots of goals, and they had a gilt-edged chance to do that on their first game, and they didn't do it. And all of a sudden, pressure's on. And we see at World Cups, don't we? Teams go out in the group stage that we never expected to. I mean, it almost takes some Herculean effort not to get out of the group these days for the big guys. But if they don't win tonight, then they'll be getting a little bit twitchy, and that's not a given either, is it? Saudi Arabia. Remember at the last World Cup, they beat Argentina, of course.
They may have taken the group a little bit lightly, maybe, Mark, thinking, well, we can play our way in here because we've got.
Yeah, look what we're seeing. Yeah, what we're seeing with these teams now, they not only they're not just part of the bus, but they're really well drilled. These teams, they can find a way to get a result that they earn, not just by luck. So I thought that Spain didn't do enough in their first game, and like I said, they've put the pressure on themselves. So that's going to be an interesting one. And from an England point of view, it wouldn't be bad to see Spain struggling and maybe go out early.
I'd like that.
Yeah, but it would be bad if they came third. Looking at as it stands, we don't want them third, guys.
Don't do it. It's too early.
Is that against us?
No.
Is that against us? Oh, no.
There is, I think, on the BBC website, they've got this thing where, you can go as it stands, here's who we're playing. And because the games haven't been played, it's sort of pointless but fun. All the massive teams were in one bit, and you're like, oh, God, please don't let that happen. Cheers, Mark. Enjoy the game tonight.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks,
cheers, boys. Go well. Go well.
Good man. Mark Wilson there. Belgium and Ryan, he's commentating that 8 o'clock tonight live on talkSPORT with Scott Minty-Minto. Hugh Woozencroft, your host for that. John Kelly joins us in just a second, and we'll do what about all this weather we're having.
Talking about Jude Bellingham, because of his talent, because of his ability, Kyle, he's often the focus of attention, isn't he? I mean, tell us, you've been in the same dressing room as him. What's he like as a person?
No, he's good, and I think he carries a lot of weight on his shoulders for such a young boy. I think people probably forget how young he is. Obviously, he's gone on from leaps and bounds from Birmingham City to Dortmund to now playing for, one of, if not the biggest clubs in the world. But I was saying it before, I think Morgan Rogers is a great player. I played with him at City. He's done unbelievable for Villa. But I just think in them moments, Jude Bellingham probably pips him just because of the big game moments. And last night proved that.
Yeah.
How good is he? Because you've been in training with him, you played with him. Because when we watch him, I just see someone who can score left foot, right foot. I see someone who can get box to box, good in the air. That's like the complete player.
Yeah, I think, he's an all-rounder. He can tackle, he can defend, he can attack, he scores goals. As you just said, left, right foot, he's got an engine on him. Is he a silky number 10 that we're probably used to seeing in the Premier League? Probably not. He's more of a powerhouse, but, in these conditions that they're playing the World Cup in like this, it could work to our advantage with having him, Declan and, Anderson that all have good engines on them and then can get up and down the pitch.
Does it ever get to him, the sort of criticism that he gets, the media attention that he gets?
I think probably it does. I think probably it does some way, but I don't think you can let it get to you. I think when you're a big football player like that with a name that you've got, obviously you're going to hear and you're going to see. People are going to tell you what people are saying, but you know, you have to take that pressure. You're Jude Bellingham, and you've got that pressure on your shoulder. You're playing for.
Morning all, warm up on talkSPORT. Max and Charlie with you until 1. Let's look ahead to the latest weather over there in America, all thanks to QuickFit.
US football forecast on talkSPORT with QuickFit, a team selection that everyone would be happy with this summer. QuickFit, drive away happy every time.
Now, John Ketley, I can tell you in Los Angeles, if I look out my window, the weather is dark at 10 to 3 in the morning. What are we all doing here? How are you, John Ketley?
Hello, John. Who would have guessed it? Yeah, very, very good, thank you, Max. And probably 22, the maximum temperature today. 22 degrees I've got down here for Los Angeles. That's very pleasant. I mean, these are perfect conditions, aren't they, for the World Cup? You've got temperatures around about the low to mid-20s. That's how it should be, really. I think
yes.
when it gets as steamy as it is down in the south, and then you get these thunderstorms, like we saw yesterday, of course, again, and it could be the same today. You know, Miami, they've got a match in Miami today. That's Uruguay against Cape Verde. But Cape Verde might tip to win the World Cup, you know, because they're playing with 4 goalkeepers. It seemed that way in the first game,
didn't it? He was good, wasn't he? Boizinho. He's the guy competing with Eli Room for keeper of the tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what's it going to be like in Miami then, John?
Well, Miami, I think about 34 degrees, but there is a big chance of storms. They haven't had any torrential rainfall at the airport in Miami since the 4th of June, which is 17 days ago, so they are due for a big one today. Yeah. So that could happen. Atlanta, I think this is a good game, don't you? Spain against Saudi Arabia today.
Oh, yeah.
They had some big downpours just 3 days ago, so things have calmed down again there, just briefly. But I think the storms are gathering later on today. But they've still got 33 degrees, but they've got the roof there, so that'll be fun. I might just mention, of course, England are playing in Boston on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of rain heading that way in the next 48 hours. So
the surface is skiddy.
Yeah, because they haven't got a roof or anything like that in Boston, I don't think.
A lot of talk about the weather and the heat before the tournament, John. I don't think it's really affected anything so far. I'm not good for this section, obviously, for this bit, but I'm enjoying talking about the weather a lot, John, especially with you, because you're like a great guy. Yeah. But so far, feels like not had much effect.
No, unless you get locked in the stadium, of course, at the end of the match.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Other than that. But not for the players so far. It doesn't feel like it anyway. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, it's been okay, I think, so far. But, we've got a long way to go, haven't we?
Weeks yet, John.
To go,
But it'll be over before you know it, John, won't it? It'll go quickly, and then all of a sudden it'll be that, and that was that.
Yeah,
it'll soon with the EFL again,
exactly. We'll be watching, Torquay v Chelmsford on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, but of course, over in this country, Max, where things are still happening. We've just had Royal Ascot. We've got a big heat wave coming up this week. We're going to break the June temperature record. We'll probably get to 37 or 38 degrees somewhere in the home counties in the middle of the week. And then things go a bit pear-shaped for next weekend. It's going to turn much cooler and a bit more unsettled, I think, through the week.
It's so hot in Cambridge that my parents aren't going to their string quartet in Benzo because there's no air conditioning. So there we are.
And where's the big story there?
Big story, man. I thought you'd have that. I thought you'd have that story, John. Anyway, let's play What About All This Weather We're Having?
Let's play that, yes.
Let's bring in Nigel Adderley. Welcome, Nigel.
Hello, Nige.
Morning, guys. How are we doing? Morning, John.
I think you've got music. You've got music somewhere, I think, Nigel. Here it is. There it is. Yeah, nice and loud, please, on the music. Yes, please. Thank you. Adelaide!
Okay, Nigel. Big win for me and Charlie yesterday over John Ketley. Give us back our weather. But let's play again. Explain the rules, Nigel, if you could.
Thanks, Nigel.
This, the quiz, always gets the mercury rising, never leaves you feeling wet and windy. Here we go. We're going to give you some famous...
Nigel's written words. He's written lines. I love it. Go on, Nigel.
Yeah. I thought I'd better work my part. Famous games in the World Cup, various years. You don't have to tell me the score. You don't have to tell me the crowd. You need to tell me what the weather was in Celsius. And if you get a direct hit, 3 points. If you're closest, you get a single point. We
It's a
saw
great
John
game.
Ketley get a direct hit yesterday, almost won in the game.
Changed the
but
game.
Of course, you came back in the end. Yeah,
It's changed.
Yeah,
We were 2 or 3-0 up, and
Okay.
Ketley just came back in.
John Ketters can go first. Here we go.
Okay,
Nigel, let's
here
play
we
it.
go. Famous game. Tony Cascarino of talkSPORT played in this game. 1990 World Cup quarter-final in Rome. Italy won. The Republic of Ireland 0. The winning goal from Scalacci.
Prontissimo, un falco sul gran tiro di Donadoni, respinto da Bonners.
What was the weather?
What time was kickoff, please, Nigel?
It was 9 o'clock in the evening at the end of June in 1990 in Rome.
Oh, right. It's probably easy to work out the crowd.
That's a different quiz, eh, John? Don't mess with that. It's coming
That's
up
for
in an
next
hour.
year. Next 4 years' time.
That was last year.
Let's go for if it's in the evening. Well, probably still pretty steamy, I would think, in Rome. I'm still going for 27.
27.
I'll go 26, hey, John. Charlie.
You think? I feel like it may have been warmer than that, but not 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Go on, Max.
26.
On the nose, 26 degrees.
Oh, 3-0, Ketley.
Give us
Where
back our
are you?
weather.
But frankly,
All that-
who cares?
Yeah, all that weather in the Lever Arch files behind John Ketley. There
It's on its way to us.
Okay, here we go. Number 2.
Okay, game number 2, Winter World Cup, South Africa, 2010. The group stage in Cape Town in June at night in winter. Uruguay 0, France 0.
Alvaro Pereira and Diego Forlan combining down the left-hand side of the area for Uruguay. Forlan, great save by Hugo Lloris. Dive to his left and got a super touch on it.
We've got a clip of a goalless draw between
11.
Uruguay and France in 2010.
11, Max.
11. Yeah, okay.
South Africa, Cape Town in winter at
I'm
night.
happy with it. They might have been on top of Table Mountain as well. So
11,
let's go
please,
11.
Nigel.
11.
We'll play 11.
11, John.
Well, I think I've just done a hamstring. I'm going to bring Schaffernacker on as a sub.
So like for like change.
I'm being a bit more positive. I'll go 13.
Boom, on the nose, 13
Oh,
degrees.
Ketley! Oh, what a game!
What a game.
Schaffernacker,
Look at
go
this.
away. We don't need you.
Don't need you,
That's
Schaffernacker.
huge.
Ketley, look at his
Schaffernacker
face.
sits.
Just look at his
puts-
face.
Schaffernacker puts his
line,
bib
good
back
line.
on and he sits back in the dugout.
Do you think me and John look alike? If I,
Yeah, yeah.
Don't we look
Slightly
alike?
different
We
colour
could, we could be,
moustache and hair.
we could be like you know, me in the
Twins?
future.
You say twins? You say
Twins. I'll go with
Generous.
twins, John. Why
Yeah,
not?
Okay.
Okay, what a
Here
game
we
so
go.
far. Goal number 3, 2014 World Cup in Brazil, the quarter-final in Fortaleza. It was an evening kickoff in July. Brazil beating Colombia.
David Luiz, 5-pace run up, right footed. Oh! Right footed into the top right-hand corner. Brazil lead Colombia by 2-0.
We had Fortaleza yesterday, John. It's you first, isn't it? It's you,
First, John Ketley.
Did we have there yesterday, did we?
3-0.
I can't remember what the answer was, but 23.
I think warmer than that. Max.
It's not the summer in Brazil.
No, it's not.
In 2014.
All right, John.
But Fortaleza is, I think, if I'm trying to remember where Fortaleza is, I've been there.
Okay.
Have you got time to look at the...
Just Google it, Max, and then Google the temperature in
Not Googling
July.
it. You know me. I think it's a
22.
great guess. You think?
I think
You think 22?
Ketley feels spot on there to me.
Okay, let's go one lower then. Let's just coattail 23.
But he said 23, 22.
I said 23.
Okay, 22.
22,
22.
Nigel.
Should have gone one higher, 27 degrees.
Oh,
4-3 to Ketley. Here we go. Carry on, Nigel.
It's a 7.
2002 World Cup, Japan and South Korea. The semi-final in Seoul in July. An evening kickoff, Germany beating South Korea 1-0.
자, 이민석이 그 앞에서 막고 있습니다. 한 번에 당하면 안 됩니다. 자, 두 선수가 따라가면서 뒤쪽으로 연결. 자, 위험합니다. 슛! 골키퍼 슛! 골이 됐습니다. 골. 발락에.
I like the comms we've got.
Michael Ballack scoring. The South Koreans there devastated.
Traveling around the world for the comms. It's lovely, isn't it? I think
what do you
warm,
reckon?
Max. I think warm and humid. I think
warm and
20,
stuffy?
20, 26, 27.
Okay, 27. Go on then. Say
27, please, Nigel.
Okay, John.
Love to Nigel.
Right. I'm going to go. Sheffield, I can get back. I can't stand this. He's hovering now.
Do you all live in one house?
Gestures and everything, isn't
do
he?
all the
So,
weather people live in one house? Is that how
It's
it
always
works?
safer in numbers. Yeah. I'm going for 30.
Okay. What did you say, Max and Charlie?
27.
21 degrees.
Oh, Kenny's embarrassed himself.
Oh,
dear.
He's embarrassed himself.
Winner takes all.
It is all on this. And it's a final as well, fittingly, in Moscow, 2018, France 4, Croatia 2. Afternoon kickoff in July in Moscow.
Kylian Mbappe from distance. It's 4, and France are going to win the World Cup.
Who's going first?
Who goes first, please?
Me, is it?
Nigel. Yeah,
Yeah.
John
Go on
Kelly.
then, go on then, John. You are a weatherman.
Well, Moscow can be very hot in July.
Feels hot, doesn't it? Feels hot.
But, no, I'll stick at 28.
That's a great guess.
That's good.
I think it's.
I think he's spot on.
You think? I reckon if we 20, I think we've got a 27.
What if it's hotter though, Max?
Well, then we'll be sad,
Midday.
but we'll be okay.
Afternoon kickoff. Very hot. Okay, 27. Let's go.
27.
What a finish! 27 degrees!
Give us back our weather. Give us back our weather. Give it back. All the weather is ours.
But
Thanks,
what
John.
a
Thanks,
game.
Nigel.
3 direct hits. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
Thank you,
Remember where
Nigel. Love to
are. Thank you,
Nigel.
Love to Nigel. Thank you, John. John Ketley there as well. Wow, what a game that was. That was all thanks to the good people of QuickFit. Must be delighted to have sponsored this section. Drive away happy every time.
US Football Forecast on talkSPORT with QuickFit. Your car's star player you can always rely on this summer. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Ria, I've got to speak to you about England then. Obviously, of course, the result the other day. Really good second half performance. First and foremost, what did you make of the performance? And some people are saying it's the best half of football they've seen England play in years.
Well, what I was really impressed with, there's two things. The turnaround in the second half, and you saw Harry Kane, Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham all come out speaking glowingly about the manager's team talk at halftime. So that's an absolute massive, massive, massive plus, because a manager that's very aggressive, he's punchy, and he ain't going to go out trying to stay in a game. He's going to go out trying to win a game. And if it doesn't happen, he ain't going to be for the want of trying. And the second thing is aggressive substitutions and really decisive substitutions in the second half late on, where normally you see a lot of managers go, we're going to protect this lead. He's saying, no, I've got my foot on their throat and we're going to finish them off. And I love that. And if that's going to be the way we go about this tournament, we're going to have a good time.
I totally agree with you. I said that, actually. Do you think that's the difference between what Southgate would have done and maybe bring on like a Calvin Phillips, a holder, to make sure we didn't lose
Southgate,
the game?
Yeah, Southgate and a lot of other managers have done that. And I think that was probably when you're looking back now, it's a great thing having hindsight, but our Achilles heel probably, even though we've got further than any team since '66 in these last couple of tournaments, we still were playing at times, it felt, with the shackles on or the handbrake half up in the critical moments, in the biggest moments for England in these big games. And so with that comes kind of apprehension and a bit of anxiousness when you're watching those games, right? And Benty, you've been in them England squads, yeah? A lot of the guys in them teams and as a unit, as a team, as well as individuals, we were scared to lose games. And this team in that second half just looked like a team that were just freed up. And that bodes well for us.
It's not easy to follow in the footsteps of your idol, especially when he's Diego Maradona and your country expects you to emulate him. That was the burden Lionel Messi would carry on his remarkable World Cup journey. In 2006, a baby-faced 18-year-old Messi scored on his tournament debut in a 6-0 rout of Serbia and Montenegro, but Argentina would be knocked out by Germany. By 2010, Messi was the best player in the world and under pressure to inherit Maradona's crown. But again, it didn't go all that well. He didn't score a single goal, and for the second tournament in a row, Argentina would be knocked out in the quarter-finals by Germany. A year later, Messi was made permanent captain of his country, and the pressure ramped up further. Their last major honour had been the 1993 Copa America. Anticipation was off the scale in 2014, which was surely their year, right? Argentina battled to the final, but who was waiting for them? Germany, and they nicked a late goal in extra time. Messi had fallen at the final hurdle, and the golden ball was no consolation. By 2018, patience was wearing thin, but a disaster of a tournament saw Argentina finish second in their group and go out to France in the round of 16. This was never going to happen for Messi, but hope began to return. Messi lifted the Copa America in 2021, so going into 2022, the tension in Argentina was palpable. Messi and his team scraped through the groups and then got past Australia, the Netherlands and Croatia. France and this guy awaited in the final, and it was one of the great World Cup spectacles. Messi scored 2 as the game went the full distance, but when Argentina's winning penalty went in, Messi didn't run. He sank to his knees. All that waiting, the trials, the pressure, the anguish, he'd done it. 36 years after Maradona became Argentina's forever hero, Messi finally had fulfilled his destiny.
Morning all, you are listening to the warm-up on talkSPORT. Max and Charlie with you until 1. Exciting times, Charlie. Really been taking to Instagram this World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
And I've just, the way I get through these, what I like to call breakfast shows, 2 till 5 a.m. in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I'm in New York soon, and then they become really the breakfast show, like an audition for me. But we all know that, what will happen eventually. But the way I get through it is couple of hot Baroccas.
A hot Barocca? A good name for a band.
Which is the most partridge I've ever felt. It is.
I feel like 2 hot Baroccas would go right through me.
Well, I've only had one so far. So I have a coffee when I wake up at 1:30 in the morning, and then second hour, top of the second hour, this is where we are now, have a hot Barocca.
And does it feel like it makes a difference to you, Max?
It really fizzes. I mean, it's sort of it's like a scientific experiment.
Hot?
No, you're not meant to boil them. It takes all the goodness. This show is brought to you. We should wait until they sponsor us before we do this bit. Anyway.
So it actually takes away the bit that's good. So actually you'll just...
Yeah.
Why don't you just have hot squash?
Hot squash.
Hot squash is one of the finest things known to man.
Well, I've got hot Barocca. Anyway.
Hot Ribena.
Time now for Duracell's Extra Mile. We're going to pick players who we think went the extra mile.
Duracell's Extra Mile on talkSPORT. Different, better, unstoppable.
We're going to do it in the company of Paul Watson, host of the brilliant Sweeper Pod, which does the football that no one else is really covering around the world.
He knows his
Paul,
stuff.
how are you?
Hi, good. Yeah, on my second hot Barocca of the day.
Yeah, good. Of course you are.
You won't have been surprised by Elroy Room's brilliant. Is it Elroy? I'm looking at it now. Eloy. I wrote it down and I've written it badly. Eloy Room's performance. You'll have known all about him, the boy Room.
I've watched him play a lot of times. I've never seen him quite as good as that. It was incredible performance, wasn't it? He's 37. He's their equal most capped player for Curaçao. He's actually one of the players that came in when Patrick Kluivert took over. So Patrick Kluivert was the coach before last, and he came in and said, let me find loads of good players in the Netherlands who will come and play for us, and one of those was Eloy Room, and he's kind of one of that first wave, and what an amazing night he had.
I love that story. I love that story that he's 37, because it's that sort of any given Sunday thing, isn't it? At some point, he's going to have one great performance, and someone might not have seen it, but it's been on the biggest stage possible, so it's brilliant.
Yeah, and you got to remember, this is a guy that plays second division football in the US. He plays in Miami.
Awesome.
There was also this really emotional thing. After the final whistle, he revealed this T-shirt dedicated to one of his former teammates, Jairzinho Peter, who died of a cardiac arrest, like very suddenly on national team duty. This is back in 2019. And he had actually been sharing a room with Eloy Room. They were roommates, and he just passed away unexpectedly from sudden cardiac arrest. So the emotion level that Eloy Room was showing that night, it was a moment. It's kind of hard to replicate. Again, it's one of these moments that this new 48 team World Cup will just bring in these incredible stories. Really,
can you do a sort of compare which is the more amazing result, Curaçao getting a draw against Ecuador or Cape Verde getting a draw? I'm trying to rank my amazing moments. I'm so pleased that both 2 0-0s have been the sort of two highlights of this tournament so far.
Yeah, for me too, and not for my neighbours who had to hear me yelling at 2:15 a.m. Get it away! But no, for me actually, there's not really any competition. It was Cape Verde's was much more unexpected, and that's partly because Ecuador's biggest problem coming into this tournament that everyone knew is they just can't score goals. And so it's really funny. The amount that people have said they're backing Ecuador, the amount that people see them as dark horses, is exactly inversely proportional to how much they've watched Ecuador play. So I've watched a lot of Ecuador in that qualification campaign, and they were brilliant in terms of defensively, amazing setup. And you got Incapia and you got Pancho, you got amazing defense there. But my God, when you're relying on a 36-year-old Enner Valencia as your main goal-scoring threat, that is always a problem. And I think that's why, even though Room did make some amazing saves, it wasn't like they were all worldies. I think Ecuador just didn't really have the mechanism to unpick them.
Have there been, I haven't yet seen, sort of got trawled, doom-scrolled, but sort of happy-scrolled scenes from Curaçao. I mean, one of my favourite bits of the World Cup so far is just the amazing pictures from like Kinshasa, like DR Congo, like those. Have you seen the one where they're in some kind of sports hall and there are two guys at the front who've got the notification to say "Dear Congo"?
Yes, that's amazing, isn't it?
And they start going for it, and then everyone else joins in. It's so beautiful.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, I love the one of the Congo guys who have gone to watch it in Lisbon, and there are literally 20 of them in about 4,000 Portuguese fans. And you just imagine as soon as they finished celebrating, there must have been a sort of, right, we've got to get out of here.
Yeah, I was imagining that in Trafalgar Square. I was imagining that in the box park at Wembley.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it has been... Carry on, Paul.
I was just going to say, for all that this result for Curaçao has been hailed in Curaçao, and one of my favourite ones is this guy who paints himself blue every game. Have you seen him? Brenton Glantien. He's the blue man. I just imagined him after he painted himself blue for the 7-1. It's not so easy to sort of go home and just go back to your normal life, is it? But Ecuador, for all that they've been celebrating this in Curacao, in Ecuador, this is like, there are inquiries now. There is, because the funny thing coming into this tournament is the coach, Ecuador coach Sebastián Becasese, was actually really pretty unpopular in Ecuador for a guy who led them to second in qualification. You know, he should be a hero, you think, but the way they play, it's just seen as very anti-football. So there's a load of memes going around in Ecuador at his expense, sort of basically alluding to how many chances Ecuador need to score, and it's like all the things Ecuador wouldn't be able to convert, and it's, you know, Ecuador guy can't even convert his breakfast into like getting it into his mouth and that kind of stuff. So Ecuador is as much angry at this as Curacao is celebrating it.
Is he the manager who looks a bit like he was in Extreme? You know, like
oh, yeah. More than words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got those kind of vibes.
He's weirdly elegant as well. I think he's kind of quite model looking in his own way. He's no Hervé Renard, but he's kind of weirdly striking, isn't he?
Oh, well, we'll get to Hervé Renard in just a second. Before that, let's go to Sam Ellard. Not a great passage of play for England there, Sam.
Nope. I mean, maybe there might have been 1% of the people rocking up to the Oval today that might have believed England could have caused some sort of record-breaking run chase, or even maybe battered out for a lot of the day. But I think all that hope has gone. 10 minutes into the day, Matt Henry getting Joe Root LBW for 75, just bowling stumps to tumps, attacking the wickets. This time Root looking to come forward and defending, touch of movement into the right-hander, beats him on the inside edge, hits him on the pad, out LBW, and then 2 balls later, Henry gets Jofra Archer. Ball keeping really, really low. Of course, remember that test match at Lords where it felt like pretty much every ball just died before it got to the other end of the wicket. This one kept low on Jofra Archer and has bowled him. So Matt Fisher is going to join Jordan Cox to the crease, and New Zealand now need just 3 more wickets to win this test match.
Thanks very much, Sam. We'll catch up with Sam in a bit. Paul Watson from the Sweeper Pod is with us. We'll do another section with him. Plenty to chat about, but that was Duracell's Extra Mile.
Duracell's Extra Mile on talkSPORT. Different, better, unstoppable.
Now, earlier in the show, we asked the all-important question. Who was faster in their pomp? Kyle Walker or Gabby Agbonlahor? Well, talkSPORT's Anil Kandala was at the talkSPORT fan zone at Villa Park last night for England against Croatia, and he put that question to some of the fans in attendance.
It's a tough call, but I'd go for Gabby. He was awesome, and no defender wants anybody with that pace running at them. So I'd go for Gabby. I would.
Quicker than Kyle Walker?
I think so. Yeah, I do. And I'm sure Gabby would agree with me.
Gabby. Well, he used to dart across the field, didn't he? I think he's better than Kyle, to be honest.
Well, we had Kyle on loan for us for many years ago, and he was quick, but Gabby was quicker.
And there you go. It might be a little bit unfair because Gabby Agbonlahor is in that building behind me, but it seems that Gabby's got the vote.
Right,
Yeah.
the rest of the world.
He actually spoke to about 100 people who were there, but we only decided to show 3, okay?
I clipped that up for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what, though? When I think about Kyle, when I go back to that game, Kyle, of like, I think it might be Germany at Wembley, and you was right side of the 3, but like you was all the way in the right back position, and I was at the game, mate, and you come sprinting across, mate. Someone was through on goal. I can't remember who it was.
Muller.
It was Muller, yeah. I'm like, where has this guy come from? And you've done that for the last 15, 16 years, mate. Your centre-half pairings with England and Manchester City must have been looking at you thinking like, okay, maybe I can leave a bit of space in behind, because you would always just come out of nowhere and cover.
Yeah, I think that was what my game was based on. You know, I probably didn't create that much going forward with assists and stuff. I chipped in with a few, but not as much as probably what I should have done. So my main game when I got a little bit older was to make sure I can cover the back.
Incredible.
Here's our great suggestion. Jill's a regular contributor. She says, why not get both of them in the car park? Said, my money's on Kyle.
Just about, yeah.
You know football.
I'll have to kick him first.
Morning all, it is Max Rushden and Charlie Baker with you on talkSPORT until 1. Fulham midfielder Alex Iwobi is going to join us in about 15 minutes time. There's something called Project 17 happening today. We'll find out what that is, and then I wondered if they said, look, we're not a stitch-up show. Do we say Arbeloa or Frank Lampard? Who would you prefer as Fulham manager?
Make a choice.
Put your cards on the table, Alex. Paul Watson from the Sweeper Pod is with us at the moment. Paul, Cape Verde play Uruguay today. Like, can they build on that point that they got against Spain?
This is the big one. So this is the big question, and I think Uruguay, I felt actually were pretty good in their opener. So there have been a lot of concerns with Uruguay in the build-up, mostly because Bielsa has gone into full self-sabotage, sort of self-flagellation mode. He was described himself as toxic. He said, everyone who meets me is worse for it, and all this kind of weird Bielsa language. So Uruguay seemed like they were in a pretty bad place coming into it. I actually thought they were really good against Saudi Arabia. So I think the problem for Cape Verde is I think it's going to be harder for them almost in a weird sense, because Uruguay are going to give them a chance to sort of overcommit themselves in attack, and I think that's where Cape Verde could get found out. I think it's going to be really tricky for them. But
it must be
Saudi
really
Arabia
hard.
is winnable.
Yeah, it must be really hard to get yourself up. I mean, obviously it's a World Cup, you do, but like when you've had that moment and that kind of emotional release after the Spain game to then go again, it's almost like you need a year off after a game.
Ask Sweden. 5-1. Winning 5-1 and then losing 5-1 is special, isn't it? It really is.
This is it. And Cape Verde have got one of the oldest squads at the World Cup. They haven't got a huge amount of rotation they can do. They're going to be getting pretty knackered pretty quickly. So I would say probably Uruguay is a tough ask. I think they can beat Saudi Arabia, though, and then that would be enough to see them through with this new format where pretty much everyone goes through. It's almost impossible to get knocked out, isn't it, at this stage?
Unless, of course, you're Turkey or Tunisia. So we do Tunisia first. You mentioned Renard. He didn't have the impact that perhaps they were hoping for after sacking their manager after one defeat.
No, but as I think the commentator said, I can't remember who it was, maybe the commentator or co-commentator said, he's probably thinking this was not the greatest of his decisions in his career, Renard. So I think it's partly because he was due to coach Saudi Arabia at this tournament, and it was only 2 months, I think, before the competition that he was sacked there, and he would have been quite... he would have felt quite hard done by. They weren't doing brilliantly, but that's a harsh sacking to take. So I think he was sort of on speed dial for anyone who was going to sack a manager. Right. But to take over a team after one game of World Cup, he doesn't even know their names yet, and he's having to put them out on the field against a Japan side. It was really a thankless task. And I think the World Cup just has this rule where you have to have Renard in his crisp white shirt, looking very good, really, to be honest. He's got to be amongst the better looking coaches in football.
He is a dish, isn't he?
He is a dish. But poor guy, his World Cup was more or less over after 4 minutes, wasn't it? They went a goal down after 4 minutes. They never came back, and that's the end of that. So I do think he's probably right now thinking, I don't think I should have taken that one.
Japan are sensational, though, Paul, aren't they? And it's taken us a bit of time to realise quite how good they are.
Yeah, in a way, and I think this is a weird mindset switch that we all have to make, that Japan, it's hard for us as, I suppose, European-centric people, and with the way the game's changed, to see Japan as actual World Cup contenders has been quite a big switch. But remember, in the build-up to the competition, Japan's coach was very openly saying, we see ourselves as a World Cup challenger. Like, we want to win this thing. We're not going there to be in the semi-finals. We're going there to win it. The big thing for Japan is this psychological hurdle that they have never progressed from a knockout stage since 2002, and that, I think, will be something for them to overcome. And they look brilliant against Tunisia. I don't know how they'll do when they come up against something a little bit more testing, and they get that thought in their head of, we've never really done well in knockouts.
Yeah, I mean, the sort of new format, are we counting it if people get out of the group as part of the same history?
Yeah, I thought that about Scotland, although I think now Scotland have a bit of an uphill task, but they still really could well get out of this group. Yeah. And it does feel like, that will be historic, but there'll be a slight asterisk in there. Not that any Scottish fan will care at all, but there'll be a slight asterisk of getting out of the group isn't the same thing when you can finish third and get out of the group. Yeah. It is a really different thing. I think it does slightly ruin the competition as a spectacle, and I think it is going to be a really interesting debate whether this tournament goes up to 64, because then at least you go back to this half out half through situation.
It's a lot of games, it's a lot of podcasts. That's what I'm thinking. But
you could have another group stage. You have one group stage, and then you go through to another group stage, and then you go through to knockouts.
That's a hard sell. So? Even as I'm hearing you say, that's a hard sell.
But it's nice watching so much football when it's just always on, isn't it? It's lovely.
No, I agree with that. I mean, I suppose the question, Paul, is, I might have asked you this before, is okay, you'd take another 10 teams from Europe, maybe, and but there is the question about depth, which, Cape Verde and Curacao kind of answered in this 48-team format. But, if you added another 3 from CONCACAF and CONMEBOL, etc., would the depth be there?
Yeah, it would. It sort of would, and it sort of wouldn't. I think if Curacao are good enough, there'll be a lot of other teams that are good enough. Basically, is the answer. But then there's this question of, are Curacao good enough? Because obviously they got that point, but is that going to be enough for people watching at home to think, yeah, this is exciting. This is, I think there's a lot of people who probably already feel this tournament's been a bit watered down.
Maybe.
I think with 64, yeah.
I was just thinking, but once they get that point, once they give us that, because you always support the underdog. Like, most of us sit in front of the TV and we don't have a dog in the fight, and we just go on the underdog. Once they've given us that, like Curacao and Cape Verde have done their job, right, for this World Cup. That doesn't mean not to patronise them, right? If they get out of the group, that is absolutely brilliant, and go for it. But they've done their job in terms of justifying their position at this World Cup by just not losing every game.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of true, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit like this argument that England shouldn't have to play Andorra in qualifiers, but England don't actually beat Andorra 1-0 and 2-0 in their last qualifiers. So you're thinking, at what point are we saying games are not competitive? And I actually saw someone from the Sweepers community put together what a 64-team tournament would have looked like this time. And there aren't that many teams in there where you think they're way off the pace. You'd have Venezuela in there. You'd have Peru in there.
Maybe
these are
Italy.
Not ridiculous teams. Italy
Wales,
just about made it.
Northern Ireland.
Yeah, you'd have some pretty interesting sides in there that I think would hold their own. Gabon, New Caledonia would be interesting to see. I think they might be a little bit, they might struggle. But no, it's not.
But there's
like
no country with an infrastructure, right? There's no place where it could happen.
No,
I guess
that's the biggest problem. Who would host this, and how would it work? And yeah, I genuinely just don't know how you'd even physically fit the games in. And has anyone thought of the podcasters as well?
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. Won't somebody think of the podcast?
Quick one on Turkey. When will we ever learn, Paul?
Well, I think if you have backed them as a I think people could just say, I said Turkey might surprise a few people. They really have surprised a few people with exactly how badly they've performed at this tournament. I mean, yeah, I was really a bit shocked. But again, it's a bit like Sweden, right? You watch them in qualifying and then you see a completely different side. So for Sweden, it was the other way around. I saw Sweden in qualifying and they were just dreadful. And obviously Graham Potter's come in, it's changed a lot of things. But you wouldn't believe how bad Sweden were in a lot of the qualification matches. And suddenly they come out in their first game and they look dynamite. With Turkey, they were so up and down in qualifying and they had to obviously beat Kosovo in a playoff to get through, and they only just did that. I was always a bit negative about Turkey coming into this one, but I didn't think they could be quite as bad as this.
Yeah, the dark horses for Euro 2028, guys. That is what they are.
They're lulling you in.
Exactly. Hey, thanks, Paul. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Paul Watson there from the Sweeper Pod. It is Max Rush and Charlie Baker with you until 1. Alex Iwobi joins us in just a second.
You mentioned Perisic. They've got players in their side. Modric, you know, they're the wrong side of 35, right? These players have been in their team for a long, long time. And we're not struggling, but the first 45, I'm watching it thinking, how is this happening again?
But also, you've got to think, right? I get what you're saying, but also, there's going to be a few nerves kicking about.
Yeah.
Right? These guys, as you said there, have been around for such a long time, so they just understand, they're comfortable where they are. Modric, Perisic, these guys, they just know what it takes to get to that to get to that level. But it's I think there's a lot of boxes that Thomas Tuchel would have ticked. I thought the team selection he got wrong. But in my personal,
who do you get wrong?
I would have started Rashford.
Yeah, me too.
And Mark Gahey has to play. He has to play.
Talk about what you're saying outside about the balance of the centre halves.
Because John Stones, he naturally plays on the right hand side, right? And it's Maguire that usually plays on the left when it was those two. When you move John Stones out to the left, naturally he doesn't go that way to Nico O'Reilly, which is why he barely touched the ball. He couldn't go that way.
And Anthony Gordon hardly received the ball in the first
Exactly.
half.
Mark Gahey naturally plays on the left side. So he's used to receiving the ball from the right-hand side and going out to the left. But that just wasn't there, which is why we hardly saw anything down that left-hand side. But yeah, I would have started Mark Gahey and I would have started Rashford for sure. They would have been my first two not on the team sheet, but they're the two that I would have started.
So you would have started with Rashford on the left. What about the other side? Would you have started with Noni?
Yeah, probably, because Saka, I'm not sure. I don't know how fit Saka is.
Okay. Looked good when he come on, though.
Looked really good. Looked like hungry.
Yeah.
But that's a good problem you've got. But at the end of the day, the quality shone through second half. Even though there were moments towards the end of the second half, before Rashford scored, I was thinking, oh my goodness, they're on top again. They're starting to move the ball. They're getting into their rhythm. Their substitutions made a big difference. But then Rashford comes on and just does what he does.
Yeah.
The sharp turn, the finish.
I mean, I don't necessarily think it's a problem that first 45 were a bit whiffy because you look at France. I was just about to say, look at France. I mean, they had a rocket up their backside. They're a completely different side in the second half.
Mbappe, told you about him, didn't I? I said, how often do I sit you?
Write his name down. He's going to be a player.
I told you that, Mbappe.
Yeah,
World Cups, he's different.
We were talking on yesterday's show actually about after that night where Haaland and Mbappe and Messi all scored. Messi getting a hat-trick. It was, is there more pressure on Harry Kane to step up? And I think he stepped up last night.
Morning all, Max Rush and Charlie Baker with you till 1. I've had some feedback, Charlie.
Okay, yeah.
It's mainly for me, from Chris in Hastings.
Hello, Chris. Good morning to you.
Can somebody please tell Max he is not 12? And to stop saying like. People. Stop saying like all of the time. It's really annoying.
I'll tell you what's annoying, Chris, judging other people.
Everyone's a critic. I mean, it's sort of interesting criticism that I would aim to not. I never thought that would be, I thought if somebody was going to be accused of being 12 on this show,
I know. Maybe I'm very grown up on a Sunday.
Maybe you're very mature.
Very
Who
mature
knows?
on a Sunday.
Who knows? But thank you, Chris.
Well,
We welcome
Chris,
all feedback,
hope you have a
positive
terrible
or
day.
negative. Yeah, no,
I do.
You have a lovely day.
I do.
And
I'm standing up for you.
Thank you, Charlie. I don't mind. Chris is allowed his opinion. Let's talk to Fulham and Nigerian midfielder Alex Iwobi joins us. Hey, Alex, you
Hello,
okay?
Alex.
Yeah, I'm all good. How are you guys?
Yeah, very well.
Very
thank
good.
you. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. Now, there's a thing called the Project 17 Cup, Alex. Which, if I'm wrong, you've built this.
Oh,
this is
wow.
your thing, Alex.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, Project 17 is like a little charity little thing that me and my brothers, I call them my brothers instead of my friends, that we've organised, and we do it every summer. So I think this is like the full summer we've put it together, and yeah, we've got a tournament raised for kids of under 12 and 13s, 14s, and then the adults as well. But not just like guys are playing, girls can participate as well.
And tell us all about it. How does it work?
So this year we're doing it. We're hosting it in South London again, and it's like multiple teams are going to play in different groups, and then 2 from each group qualify to the next round, and then may the best team win. Really, that's literally what it was about. But we also do it to raise awareness for a charity called ACLT. So everyone that comes, learns and educates about like people that go through leukemia or sickle cell, as well as there's also a nice day out, and it brings the community together.
And why did you choose that charity, Alex?
I feel like there's a shortage of donors for people in the African and Caribbean community. So obviously, being a Black person myself, I'm trying to raise awareness and make sure people are aware of the illness, and try to see if anyone can contribute. The more this is shared around, the more people can help out.
Great. Are you gonna play? Do you take your boots?
Yeah, I'm definitely bringing my boots. I'm very competitive, so I'm hoping my team can win this year. Last year we didn't win, but obviously the main goal is to raise awareness for ACLT and to make sure the community comes together. But I do want to win.
Yeah.
So do the club care if you play? Are you allowed? They say, come on, you can't be playing.
They can't get near him. They can't get.
Or is it a kind of no shin pads? Is it a no shin pads game? Like, are people going to kick you?
Well, I'm glad that everyone's friendly. No one in the past years, no one's tried to kick me. No one's tried to, injure me. My team, my club know about it. They do know I love a five-a-side for Power League game, but they always say be careful. But I think this is the one time I'm excused to actually go and play five-a-side.
Yeah. Alex,
imagine Charlie turning up to Power League in the season, and Alex Iwobi's there. Come on, mate, that's not on. That's on telly on Sunday.
I used to, my son, for a bit when he was a little boy, was an Arsenal fan, so he used to see you at Arsenal. Then you went to Everton, didn't you? And now you're at Fulham, and you're always a really exciting presence on the pitch. Were you always that sort of skills and tricks sort of player, even as a young man?
Yeah, as a young kid, I grew up playing in the cages and on the streets of like my older pupils that were on the estate. So
yeah,
everyone just wanted to literally show off a bit of flair, show off a bit of skill, try to get the best nutmeg. So I tried to bring that presence, as well as obviously everyone knows who my uncle is. He likes to express himself on the pitch. So I like to try and bring that on the pitch when I'm playing for Fulham, Nigeria, Arsenal, Everton. So it's the same for me when I'm playing on the pitch as well as playing in the cage with my friends.
Yeah, and when did you realise you were sort of a bit better than someone
everyone
just playing
else.
Everyone else, and better than? Did you get scouted pretty early?
Yeah, I mean, I got scouted from the age of 6 to go Arsenal, but then I signed at 9. So I realised I was kind of better than everyone else when the older people are picking me before everyone else. That's when I realised, well, I must be doing something right.
Is it hard watching the World Cup? Like DR Congo knocked you out on penalty, didn't they, in qualification, I think? Like, are you watching them going, I hope they lose? Or is it? Can you get carried away with it, or do you just not watch any of it?
Because I've been on my holidays, I've been trying to switch off from football. But I have seen a few games. Obviously, I see Congo have been doing well as much as they put us out. But yeah, no, I am rooting for all the African teams as well. I'm glad that they're doing well. But I've seen England play as well. England were very convincing in their first game. So yeah, I've watched a couple games.
Yeah, it must be so hard if you're that close and just going, oh no, you know, the difference it would be, I guess. But, you know, what are you, 30 now? You could still you've got 100 caps for Nigeria. You could still get in the World Cup next time, can you?
I hope so. I mean, obviously everyone reminds me I'm 30, but I don't feel 30. So I think that's the main thing. As long as my legs can keep going, the players are good. The team's still young, but by the time the next World Cup comes around, we'll be experienced. So hopefully we can participate in the next one.
Alex, I'm 47. I dream of being 30, mate. I tell you. Now, look, Fulham, you know, you don't have a manager at the moment. So, like, you know, the rumours at Arbeloa or Frank Lampard, we can't just say, who would you prefer? Because, you know, that might be tricky if the other one got the job. But is it weird being at a club where you don't know who the manager is? Or because it's the summer, you just, you know, managers change all the time. Is it kind of something that players are used to?
Yeah, I mean, I can only go off my experience with the national team and at Everton. I've had several managers there, so it won't be difficult for me to adapt. We'll be ready to play whoever the manager is. Of course, I've worked with Frank Lampard before, and he's someone I really enjoyed working with. But I don't really mind as long as obviously the manager that comes in wants to help better the club, and so do the players. So whoever the manager is, we're ready to work for him.
Yeah. Is the WhatsApp group kind of busy with, I wonder who it's going to be, or is it silent? Is there people going, I'm on holiday,
leave me alone?
What's happening on the WhatsApp group?
I mean, it's been, obviously when we got told that Marco was leaving, it was active thinking, oh no, like who's going to get in next? But ever since then, it's been pretty quiet. But I'm sure people are waiting for the message to say, this is who we're going to get. But no one said anything yet.
Yeah.
But we're just patiently waiting.
Might be you, player manager, Alex. You never know. You might have to take the bibs when you go back.
If your team does well today.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, I wouldn't mind.
Are you doing your badges, Alex? You're 30. You know, you're going to do your badges, do you think? Or are you going to get out of football altogether? What do you think?
I mean, I feel like it's still too early to say. But the last time I tried to coach, like I think it was under 12s, they weren't listening to me. They were basically doing what I was doing when I was told, trying to just dribble past everyone. So I get it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I'm the right guy to manage the first team just yet.
Hey, I wanted to ask you actually. A few players in your position were left at home for England. You know, Phil Foden, Cole Palmer. Were you surprised at them being left behind when you come up against? I mean, I don't know if you come up against them on the pitch, but when you see them, were you surprised that they were left behind?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the presence that Phil Foden and Cole Palmer have, especially when they're playing for their clubs, like, you know that they're the danger man. You're almost trying to put 2 players on them all the time. So obviously it's a surprise that they didn't get called up for England. But I'm not the England manager.
No.
And the first game went.
If it all goes well at Fulham, Alex.
Come on, Alex, get your badges
when it goes well at Fulham and you bring them their first ever major trophy.
I mean, I'm not writing it off, but you never know. You never know. If I'm able to do that, that's a big achievement in itself. But I'm just not sure I'm the right guy for that.
So, talkSPORT, Max Rushden and Charlie Baker talking to the future England manager, Alex Iwobi, currently. England playing Ghana on Tuesday. You're saying you're sort of following the African sides. Ghana are sort of, I don't know, we know they've got some good players, but they're not at the levels that we kind of perhaps remember Ghana. What are you expecting on Tuesday?
I mean, I don't know what it is, but whenever like an African team, I can only talk for like Nigeria, whenever we play it against England, you always want to prove a point, especially like most of the players have played in England, so they'll understand how the England intensity, the press, and so it's going to be a difficult game, but because Ghana are almost like Nigeria's rivals, I'll probably be saying I'm rooting for England, also because I've played for England and I live in England.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harvey says, please say hi to Alex Iwobi for me. I'm a big Fulham fan. Appreciate the effort he shows week in, week out.
Yeah.
Top man. So
Fan
there,
favourite,
Harvey
Alex,
says
yeah.
hello. Well, you said you had your holiday? Where did you go on your holidays, Alex?
First and foremost, thanks, Harvey. Hope you're all good.
Oh, good.
And
good.
So I've been Mykonos with friends, been Dubai, south of France. I literally just came back from New York, and then
this is the dream, isn't it?
Yeah, like whenever it's off season, I like to experience different cultures. So I'm going to South Africa in a couple of days. So as much as I can, I try to be out of London. Really.
Are you an NBA fan, Alex? Were you there for the Knicks?
I mean, I'm not an NBA fan, but I experienced the culture. Like everyone just kept on saying Knicks in 5, and they got me saying it every time I was walking down the street.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone was wearing blue. Everyone was just representing. It was just nice, and it was nice to see. But New York was very lively.
Yeah, what a city. And what about fitness, Alex? Do you have to you're off on holidays, are you just eating whatever you like and it's fine? Or is there a fat man waiting to get out of you and you've got to keep on it before pre-season
How are your
starts?
genetics, basically? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm one that gets away with it, but I don't really take the mick with it. I'm not trying to be eating pizza and burger from morning to night. But I've been maintaining my fitness, making sure I'm good, because we don't know who the manager is, so I have to literally a fresh start. I have to make sure I'm impressive from day one.
You can't turn up like the Michelin man. And you're not. I haven't checked. Are you? Because a lot of footballers in this time, if they're not at a major tournament, they're still on Instagram just showing you how good they are at football on a pitch with some random people. Or are you not doing that, Alex?
I say I don't want to say I'm one of them, but of course, with this tournament, if there's any good clips, I will be posting on social to remind people.
I still exist. Yeah. Oh, your clips reel will be brilliant, though, Alex, because you're a real sort of clippable footballer. Really brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, I may have one clip, but then the rest of the tournament have been shocking. So that's why social media can be a bit of a facade sometimes.
Oh yeah, every time Cambridge or Tottenham buy someone, I go on YouTube and think, oh my God, we've signed Messi. And then they play it.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, YouTubers lied to them. Okay. So what? So just remind us, everybody, about the charity and about the thing. And if people want to come down, is it today it's happening, Alice? Or tell us if people want to come down and help out, what can they do?
Yeah, so that Crave Wanderers Project 17 tournament from 12 to 7. There's going to be tickets all over my socials if they want to attend. And yeah, feel free. You don't have to participate and play football, but it's a nice day out. There's good food, good vibes, good music. So come and enjoy.
That sounds
and
good.
Like Brentford fans, Chelsea fans, put a reducer on Alex.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Get in early on him. Start that coaching career early.
Exactly. Thanks for coming on, Alex. We appreciate your time, pal.
Cheers, Alex.
Cheers. Thanks for having me.
Good man. Alex Iwobi there, Fulham and Nigeria midfielder. Project 17 Cup. We'll get all the details. I'll stick it out on my... I
like speaking to the footballers, and when they're retired and when they're legends and the people we get to speak to, on this radio station, Max, and work with sometimes. But when they're an actual real life one who's playing at the moment,
do you get a bit giddy?
I'm a bit giddy.
You're just like, you're really good.
You're really good. You're really good. You're really good at football.
Did you know that? No, I really like that. You never know. Sometimes, they don't know. That's what Dan says. Brilliant interview, really opened up, incredibly charming. Yeah, he could get talkSPORT. He could get...
get Iwobi. Yeah,
he'd be good, wouldn't he? I think he'd be
really
good on this.
On the warm-up, yeah. The Alex Iwobi warm-up.
Do you think the Alex Iwobi warm-up?
Do How Tall Are They? What do you think he'd be doing?
I think he'd do How Tall Are They? I reckon he would. He seemed up for a laugh, didn't he?
I don't know if he'd do it while he's playing. If he's got the 12:30 kickoff, he couldn't do it. He wouldn't be available.
No, he could do 11 till 12, and we could get him a bike.
Go up to the match.
Yeah, exactly. Alex is running late. Just in the WhatsApp group, I'm running late, Gaffer. I had work this morning. That's what happens. It's the footballer game next, and we need a listener to participate because no one wants to play with us. And, Charlie famously not a fan of the game.
Not a fan, just bad at it. Unless it's Jason Roberts or someone like that who played for Torquay.
Can we get Jason Roberts in the footballer game, please? If you'd like to play the footballer game, 03717 223344, 03717 223344. You could play the footballer game against me and Charlie, and you could experience the agony of dead air, which is the big part of this of the footballer game. 03717 223344.
just chatting off air about Terry Venables and Euro 96. You're getting Euro 96 vibes already.
Well, I'm getting England-Holland Euro 96 vibes, 100%, because, I was very fortunate enough to know Terry, as I'm sure you two did. And, I asked him about that game. We used to do a show together on Saturdays on the radio about football. And, he said, I just threw 7 forwards on. Everybody could play in attack. Even the sort of back four, we were very sort of front-footed thinking. And he said, don't worry about how many goals they're going to score. Just score more goals than them. And then you have them on the back foot and they can't get out of their own half anyway. Yeah. And you were there for England-Holland at Wembley Stadium. I was there when the scoreboard said England 4, Holland 0. I mean, they did score a goal, but we did see 4-0 for a while. And last night was very, very reminiscent of that, and they talk about total football. That was as close as we got. And, I'm fascinated by managers and what they say and what makes the difference between an Alex Ferguson and an Arsene Wenger and a Thomas Tuchel compared to the others. Ancelotti, I know you're a big fan of, and he's been on the show. Yeah. And it's great, isn't it, what because Harry, the thing about Tuchel is he's just saying what he thinks, even right before the game. He's saying, well, we're going to do this because they're going to do that. And if they're watching, they know what he's going to do. But he's so organised in a way that's sort of, quite off-putting for the opposition, I would imagine. And then Harry Kane does a Thomas Tuchel after the match because he tells you exactly what Tuchel told them at half-time, which was basically, lads, I thought we had a deal here. You're just gonna play like you don't care, like you're back in the playground, and in the first half you didn't do that. Boys, we had an agreement. Can we just go out and do that? And they all went, oh yeah.
Morning all. Warm up on talkSPORT. Max and Charlie with you till 1. Football again in just a second before that. Sam Allard, what's happening at the Oval?
An extraordinary effort from New Zealand and Matt Henry this morning. They've taken the final 5 England wickets in 8 overs, and Matt Henry has all 5 of them. He finishes with 11 in the match. So England have been bowled out for 209, and New Zealand win the second Test match by 253 runs. He got Joe Root LBW. He bowled Jordan Cox, the final wicket of the match, 25 runs. There was also 3 ducks for Archer, Fisher and Tongue. England completely outplayed from the get-go in this Test match. New Zealand have been absolutely brilliant, and is one of the best seam bowlers going at the moment that's done the damage this morning. Just 50 minutes to play on day 5. England bowled out for 209. Matt Henry has 6 wickets. New Zealand beat England by 253 runs.
Thanks, Sam. All right, let's play the footballer game. I've got some callers. Dean is a Chelsea fan. Hey, Dean.
Hello, Dean.
You there, Hello, Dean, the Chelsea fan.
Is Dean there?
Hi, Dean.
Dean, oh dear.
Hi, Billy, the West Ham fan. Hello, hey, Billy.
Hello, Billy.
Hello, Billy, the West Ham fan.
It's a disaster. It's falling apart.
That's all right.
The end of it. It's all over. Should we just go home? Should we have 5 minutes off?
If we all just take 5 seconds,
play a record.
Your eyes, everybody, unless driving.
What I do on Virgin here is I go, here's Alanis Morissette with Jagged Little Pill. Then just press a green button and we'd all be happy.
What an album that was.
Yeah, great.
Is anyone looking at you? I'm in a hotel room in Los Angeles.
They're just trying to fix it. Connor's just off to fix it. He's doing very good job.
That's good. So,
seem to have dropped off. Reese is here next to us as well.
Cool, that's nice. Hi, Reese.
Good morning, guys.
Yeah, you're producing. What's happening? Where are the callers? What's going on?
We're just securing their lines now.
Oh, that's good.
I believe
really?
you can throw
I think Billy's there.
It's like a secured line.
Billy, are you there?
Hey, Billy, West Ham fan. Hey, Billy.
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Yeah, you're there now, Billy.
Good.
Yeah,
thanks for being there, Billy.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Are you good at the footballer game, Billy?
Frustratingly, I thought I did well last week, which means I'm due to do terribly this week. We'll see. We'll see.
And the pressure of live radio is big. Dean is here at Chelsea fan. Hey, Dean.
Hello, Dean.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, yeah. We've got it.
You confident? You confident?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the rules, but let's give it a go.
Okay, sure.
Love this stuff.
Love that.
Love this stuff.
Connor's here as well. Connor's just
doing
got
this
the
for
people
10
on.
years.
Connor's
doing here.
Connor's playing as well. Connor's playing.
Oh, is he? Oh, what? Anyone can just turn up, can they? Just wander in from the office.
Oh, come on. We've got to give people a go in the summer.
Okay, so it's Dean versus Billy versus Connor versus Charlie versus me. Dean, if you think you know who the footballer is, just shout it out. Okay, that's all you need to know.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah,
it's that one. Yeah,
what do you mean it's that one? We don't play many games, do we? Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. Time difference or whatever. Yeah.
Whatever.
How dare you?
The new weather game's good, isn't it? The new weather game.
Expose the myth of this show.
How tall are people?
People guessing stuff.
How tall are people? Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
Okay, Reese, off we go. Player one.
Our first player began his career at Chelsea in 2009, staying until 2015, not scoring in any of his 6 appearances. He went on a myriad of loans, the first of which was to Fulham in 2011, where he scored once in 7. Then he was off to Bolton for the 2011-12 season, where he didn't score in 4, spending the second half of the season on loan at Dijon, where he scored 4 in 14. It is Gael Kakuta.
Wow, Dean, it's unbelievable.
Is that you, Dean? I'll take that. That was Billy.
That was Billy, the West Ham fan. Sorry, well, amazing.
Oh, my God. Billy, that is maybe the greatest guess in the history of time. Gael Kakuta off that.
I thought I had it in the bag being a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be there, Dean, but Billy steps up.
Well done, Billy. We may have unearthed the world number one.
That
Billy
guess
won.
may have got you back in the Premier League. They're deciding.
Exactly
Yeah,
right.
we'll go down to arbitration.
So good, yeah, so good.
Billy 1, Max 0, Charlie 0.
Connor's still here. He's not said anything yet.
Dean 0. That's okay. He's filling a seat. That's all we need. Okay, here we go with player 2.
Our second footballer began his career at Le Havre's B team in the 2007-8 season, not scoring in any of his 23 appearances, before moving to the Le Havre main team, where he played between 2008 and 2012, not scoring in any of his 97 appearances. No. He then moved to Reims, where he stayed between 2013 and 2016, not scoring in any of his 49 games.
Barthez.
No. He moved on to Guingamp, where he didn't play or score in the 16-17 season. He then moved to England with Oldham for the 17-18 season, where he didn't score in any of his 36 games.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
He then moved on to Zarco Cello between 2019 and 2021, not scoring in any of his 47 games.
Who's this?
And his latest club was Bastia, where he played between
No one knows who
2021
this is.
and 2026, making 139 appearances and not scoring any goals.
Who was in goal
Must
for
be a
Oldham?
goalkeeper Oldham.
In 17, 18?
Room.
No.
No, good. That's a good thinking. Eli Room. Voisinho.
No.
Roman Lariu.
No. Good guess, though.
There we are. Good
Internationals?
guess.
Any internationals?
Any international?
He got 7 caps and didn't score for France under 21 before being called up to the Haiti team in 2011. And he hasn't scored in 84 appearances for them so far.
The Haiti goalkeeper.
Haiti keeper's name.
Oh, yes, Johnny Placide.
It is Johnny Placide.
Johnny Placide. Lake Placide, the lake.
Okay. Max 1, Charlie 0.
You get that, do you, Max, with all those clues?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
I said Johnny
Okay.
Placide.
You did say it.
I said his name, so there we are. I get it right. Max 1. It's not as good as Billy's point. No. I understand that. Billy's Gael Kakuta is up there.
Johnny Placide is a great,
really good,
easy listening. It's a great, easy listening singer's name, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Anyway, okay. Billy 1, Max 1, Dean 0, Charlie 0, Connor.
Yeah, to speak.
Presume he's there. I mean, who knows? Anyway,
just enjoying it.
Here we
just
go.
enjoying
He's
himself.
getting paid for this, Connor. He's going to get him paid for the football. Player 3. Here we go.
Our final footballer began his career at FC Twente in 2007, staying until 2010, scoring 12 goals in 44 games, taking in 3 games and no goals on loan at Inter Milan in the 2009-10 season. He moved to Werder Bremen. No, where he stayed between 2010 and 2013, scoring 14 goals in 72 games before moving to England with Stoke in 2013, where he stayed until 2017, scoring 22 goals.
Sorry.
In 125. It is Arnautovic.
Oh, very good.
Was that you, Billy?
Hey.
Who was that?
Was that Billy?
Dean.
That was
Dean.
That was Dean.
Dean has stepped up with Arnautovic.
This is well played. Well played, Jess. That's a draw. Well done, Dean.
Well
Well
done,
done.
everyone.
You didn't even know the game and you got a point. You must feel 10 feet tall, Dean. Do you get a playoff? Yeah. We'll do a 2-hour playoff after the news. Stay on the line. Thanks, Dean. Thank you, Billy. Well played.
Cheers.
Thanks, chat.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Good stuff. Great points for them. Thank you, Reese.
No worries.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thanks, Max.
You stay for the next
Feels
hour.
like the end of the
Thanks.
show. We've got another hour to do, I think.
Yeah, we do, I think. Hey, Connor, you okay?
Yeah, well, thank you, Max.
Well done.
Yeah, well played.
Well done,
Thanks for
Max.
coming.
Well done, Connor.
It's
nice to have him around, wasn't it?
Literally just said thank you.
If Connor wasn't here,
Headphones off.
Billy and Dean
Job
wouldn't
done.
have been on air.
Oh, that's
So
all
that
right.
was good.
Love that. Thanks for getting them on air. They both did. Raquel Kakuta. What a guess that is.
Felt a bit googly, but I'm not saying anyone cheats. You know.
Hey, last week we spoke to Ryan Garner, the boxer, that Southampton fan. He said, you can come on, win or lose, and he won. And he's going to join us in just a second.
champ.
It's Max and Charlie here on the warm-up.
Simon, from Southgate to Tuchel, was this the front-footed difference that you have been wishing?
Oh, definitely. I mean, for a number of reasons, for the reasons that Brad's laid out in terms of the substitutions, from the manner in which this is rock and roll football. This is what we saw with Jurgen Klopp in the second half. Interesting that Tuchel needs to have a reinforcement at half-time, because you would have assumed that that conversation had happened before the game and that they were told to get on the front foot before the game. And England looked quite nervous when they started, and they weren't, for the first 5 or 10 minutes, I thought they weren't really at it. You know, I think the performance in the second half, I was sitting next to Brad, and he was saying to me, and I think I'm right in quoting him, is that this is the best attacking formation or attacking performance that we've seen in the World Cup so far, in terms of the way that they put it upon the Croatians. Whatever we may have curated in the media about how old this Croatian team is, Troy was saying to me off air that the average age of the Croatians is 28 and a half, whereas our team is 27. We've been walking around under the impression this is a dad's army, just because you've got Luka Modric. So they're not mugs. You know, I think we could have done better with the goals, but notwithstanding that, you know, whatever lessons we think we need to learn defensively, Tuchel will learn them and they'll make some adjustments. But offensively, if you look at that performance, that is as good as you want an England side to play. It's as good as an England side has played on the front foot for a very, very long time. And you look at it, and 4-2 flatters the Croatians to some extent, because England could have had 6 in the second half. So I think it's a great marker. It's a great start to the tournament. It's what the public will want to see. Tuchel is hiding his light behind a bushel, because I would imagine he was very strong in the dressing room at half-time to wake a few people up, because you saw it, they came out of the traps like men possessed. Yeah. You know, the perfect cure to a goal just before half-time is a goal directly after half-time. And that's exactly what England got.
I also thought as well, sorry, I know you've got to go to break.
No problem.
But you know, now you see so many managers say buzzwords.
Yeah.
And it's
In a century of World Cups, it's not just the football that's changed. Stadiums have gone from concrete behemoths to technological marvels, and the giant monolithic arenas help to define tournaments. Back in 1930, the world embraced its greatest spectacle for the first time. Uruguay was the host, and in just 90 days, they built a stadium that's still there today. It was a gargantuan effort to pull together the 90,000 capacity Estadio Centenario, one of only 3 venues for that tournament, that would act as a monument to 100 years of Uruguayan independence. If that was the World Cup's birthplace, Mexico City's Estadio Azteca became its cathedral. Some of the World Cup's most iconic moments happened on this grass, including this, of course. Also, both Pelé and Maradona lifted the trophy in the Azteca. A bit of pub quiz ammo for you there, you're welcome. In England, there's no more special place to us than Wembley, the scene of our greatest triumph. And yes, it definitely was a goal. Some incredible stadiums across the world have hosted matches, but you don't have to have a modern-day spaceship of a ground to make it memorable. Take 2006, for example, and here. The memories of what happened at Berlin's Olympiastadion show events on the pitch can elevate a stadium in the minds of fans worldwide. But that doesn't stop us from marvelling at modern triumphs of engineering. Let's jump ahead to Qatar and take a look at this, the Lusail Stadium. This gorgeous golden bowl hosted the frankly unbelievable final in 2022. But that's not where it ends in Qatar. Take Stadium 974, for example. This place was built from shipping containers and can be taken down and built somewhere else. Mad. It's crazy to think that we've gone from building giant concrete bowls to what is basically modern art. To be fair, some concrete bowls, like the Maracanã, are art in its most flawless form. The teams and the players are why we all come, but sometimes the stage they perform on ends up being the main character. And with structures like this, it's hardly a surprise.
Good afternoon. You are listening to the warm-up on talkSPORT. Max and Charlie with it to one. Stephen Rolliston says, morning, Sir Max and Lord Baker.
Oh, yes.
Introduced my wife to your extraordinary show on the way to the gym this morning during Max's Lady of the Night incident. That wasn't what
That's what it was, Max. That's what it was.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
You were being...
wasn't.
You were the mark.
Anyway. Yeah, I ran away. Top class as I laughed out loud. I turned and said, funny, right? It's just two blokes chatting about random stuff. Certainly is. And that's without listening to the random quizzes. High praise indeed. Solid 6 out of 5. 6.5 out of 10 today,
wow,
gents.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. That's kind.
We'll take that now. A massive run of DAZN Saturday Night Fights is coming. I'm not reading this out loud, Charlie. This is just off the top of my head. On June the 27th, two princes collide in Brooklyn. Xander Zayas defends his world middleweight title against Jaron Boots Ennis. Join DAZN Ultimate. Get access to 12 plus pay-per-view events every year, including Zayas versus Boots next weekend at no extra cost. I'm supporting Boots. Don't know about you, Charlie.
Yeah, the boots on the ground.
That's Come on, Mr. Boots.
Yeah, Boots.
Anyway, look, we spoke to Ryan Garner last week.
And he was great.
Big fight last
we
night.
really liked him, didn't we?
We did like him, and normally we only speak to Dave Allen for boxing, but we now also speak to Ryan Garner, and he won last night at St Mary's. He joins us now. Hey, Ryan, how are you?
Yes, Ryan.
I'm over the moon, mate. I'm very, very well. Hope you're all good too.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
We're the champ.
Good. I mean, the champ. How are you feeling? Like the day after must be like you must wake up and go, oh God, I feel bad.
To be fair, I feel better today than what I did yesterday and last night. After the fight, I was in a bad way, mate. I felt sick, didn't want to stand up. I was in a bad way, but I woke up. I went to sleep about 1:30, woke up about 8:30. I just need that little sleep, I think, after the fight. Like, all the energy, burnt all the energy. Just felt sick as a dog, mate, and got my head down and I've woke up a better man today. Just buzzing.
What's the sorest part of your body right now, Ryan?
Do you know what? Last night, mate, it was my head. I had like loads of little bumps and that all around my head. But yeah, everything. Honestly, it was more like say, it wasn't really feel. I just felt sick. Like I couldn't keep nothing down, like even water. Obviously, I was trying to do the piss test after, so I'm drinking water.
Yeah.
And mate, that wasn't helping. It made me feel bloated and sicker. But we got it done in the end. Yeah, it's like you said, I was just glad to get to bed. I had a little after party sorted at the ground. All my friends, family, and sponsors and stuff. So I didn't even get along to get to that, mate. But yeah, literally, I'm on cloud 9 at the minute. The whole night, I couldn't have dreamed of it going any better than what it did. Obviously, the fight was a great fight, exciting. becoming Southampton's first ever world champion, and doing it in front of that many people. Like, I knew I had a lot of like supporters and fans, but seeing that many people in St Mary's Stadium, all for me, and like that was just something special, mate. Something I could only have dreamed of.
I watched the last 4 rounds, Ryan, and you were relentless, but he kept coming back. I mean, you were on top the whole fight, I thought, but he kept coming at you. He kept coming at you. Didn't give you a moment. He nearly caught you in the 10th round with a big one, and I thought, oh, maybe he's still got something coming. But you're a tough guy, Ryan.
Yeah, like you say, you ain't gonna go swimming without getting wet. It's like boxing, it. Like I took a lot of punches last night. That's my kind of style, mate. It ain't sometimes way my trainer would tell me to just chill out a bit. Do you know what I mean? Chill out. But I can't help myself, especially like you say, with all my fans there supporting me and pushing me on. You feel like you got to entertain them sometimes. And yeah, listen, it was an exciting fight. I had to dig deep in there. Sometimes it was 12 rounds. I think I went a bit too quick, if I'm honest. Like the first 3 rounds, I was like, to come back, I was like, bloody, what am I doing, mate? I've just gone at him. Like, I've gone at him. I'm not going to keep this up myself. What am I playing at?
Yeah.
But yes, I slowed down. When I got to my boxing, I was just picking him apart, really. But listen, it was an exciting fight. Listen, when you're selling at arenas like that, you've got to be an exciting fighter. So I think, like I said, it was just a perfect night, an exciting fight. I had a good dance partner. The crowd was amazing. The whole event was just something special, mate. So
Yeah,
luckily,
give us an idea.
I feel like I ticked every box.
But give us an idea that you are a massive Southampton fan, and like to go and do that at St Mary's and for it to be full like that. What was it like?
Something else, mate. That is what dreams are made of. Like whatever happens here in my career, win, lose, draw, next fight, whatever. I've achieved my ultimate goal. Becoming Southampton's first ever world champion. I talked about it for years, fighting at St Mary's. Like I thought I was kidding myself a bit. Like, is that possible? That's a lot of numbers to put in there. You need the backing of your promoter. You need to have the fan base, and you need to be able to fight first and foremost. But yeah, like I say, that was just something dreams are made of. Whatever happens here on in my career, I've achieved my ultimate goal. I boxed at St Mary's Football Stadium. I fought for a world title, won a world title. Whatever comes in now is a positive, mate. And I believe there's so much more to come. I'm only 28 years old. I don't know if we're coming into my prime yet or still more to come. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, mate. There's plenty more action. I'm an exciting fighter, mate, and no one can say I'm not. And I think there's a lot of great fights out there to make.
Yeah, so you're the #1 contender now to fight O'Shaki Foster.
Yeah, and listen,
the full WC. Can you beat him?
Mate, I believe I could beat anyone in the division on my day. But that's if he stays in the division. You see, after his last fight, Shakur Stevenson getting in the ring. Do you know what I mean? They were beefing a bit. So I don't know where I stand here now. What happens? Obviously, I'm #1 for the shot at the full WC world title. I'm the interim champion. So if he moves up to fight Shakur Stevenson or whatever, listen, I'm open to anything, mate. I've said it before. I want the biggest and best fights. I've got 2 little girls, a 3 and a 1-year-old. I just want to secure their future now, mate.
Yeah, that's how you can do it, isn't it?
So what happens the day after you win a fight like that? You've got a 3 and a 1-year-old. Is it straight into you off to soft play now?
Mate, I'm a bit battered and bruised. I do not want to go into soft play just yet. But going home and spend some time with them, and then yeah, we'll see what happens, mate. We'll see how the sun's out. I might get a barbecue on the go, something like that. Yeah, not sure, mate.
Oh, I love the idea of just sitting in soft play now. Someone, did you do anything yesterday?
Mate, I've done it. I've done it plenty of times, mate.
I won a fight yesterday. Yeah, I know. It's it's harder than boxing.
Mate, I've been worse. I think after like the Liam Dillon fight, we went on holiday, mate. My eyes were nearly closed, both of them. Like, everyone looking at you, you think, bloody hell, this ain't a good look, is it?
No, at least you can wear sunglasses on holiday. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Well, yeah, you can, but not indoors. Like, not when you go for dinner and that, still be looking at you, and you see all the eyes and that looking at you, like, oh, here we go.
Yeah,
but now listen.
You brought some joy. You brought some joy back to St Mary's, Ryan, and that's the best thing, isn't it? Some joy in St Mary's going into the new season.
Mate, that's what I mean. Hopefully, I've uplifted the city. I've uplifted the football team. Even on the way over, I had a couple of messages from the first team players messaging me good luck, like Harwood Bayless, Ryan Mann, and stuff like that. Right. Loads of players. Like that gives you motivation, mate. Like people, like football. see the difference in like your normal person, and they look up to football players. Do you know what I mean? That's their club. Everyone from the city supports Southampton Football Club, so to have the backing of the players and the club as a whole, it's just something, like, as I say, something I could only have dreamed of. And I've lived out a childhood dream. I'm well in with the club now. I know a lot of the players. Fighting at St Mary's Football Stadium. My life's complete. I'm 28 years old, mate. I've completed life already.
Fabulous.
Great.
Mate.
Well,
Brilliant,
we're delighted
Ryan.
for you, Ryan. And thanks so much for
Congratulations.
coming on the day after. We appreciate your time, pal.
Listen, thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Good man. Ryan Piranha Ghana there, a new WBC interim super featherweight champion. What a nice guy. Just love, because can you imagine that? You've just won a fight. You're absolutely bad. And then you've got to go to a third birthday party. Just make small talk with the other dads.
Watching the World Cup, are you, Max?
Yeah, they're sleeping.
I like
How's
it.
their sleep? Their sleep all right?
Low-level football chat with the other
Exactly, yeah. What do you think? Oh, we had that. We'd finished doing a pod, me and Barry, and we sat at this pub, and then we're sitting there, and you've talked about football all day, so you just want to talk about anything else.
Yeah, anything.
And then this English guy comes up to us, and he says, it's really funny, it's really sort of odd, posh English guy, went, would you mind, I hear some of my countrymen, can I sit down? And we were like, sure. And he hadn't got a clue who we were. No. And then he went, what do you think about the squad? I mean, I'm not sure. Jed Spence, really? And we're like, we don't need this, mate.
Where do those people where do they come from? Because they sort of just evolve just over and over and over again. These sort of old men, young men that seem to exist.
Funny, though. It was funny because we sort of engaged for a bit, and then Barry just started looking straight forward, like it was straight ahead. Right?
Yeah.
And then he said, the funny thing about Los Angeles, people will just come up to you and talk to you without any invitation, and you don't know what to, and you're like, are you saying this to us?
That's what you've just done that.
It was very funny. Anyway, he was a sweet boy. Anyway, well done, Ryan. Great win for you. It is Max and Charlie with you until 1. We'll do some Spain. They play Saudi Arabia next. Need a win, don't they, after that draw with Cape Verde? Phil Kitchen-Melidis, Spanish football expert, joins us in just a second.
We're talking about that in great detail on yesterday's show, about whether or not he should start, how much game time he should have. Because he's Cristiano Ronaldo, I think there's so much pressure on the manager, Roberto Martinez, to pick him, to start him, etc. What's your view on a situation like that? What do you do, Rio?
Well, Roberto Martinez is paid the money to make this decision, and I think it's the way that he handles that it will be key. I think if he was going to attempt to kind of take Cristiano Ronaldo out of the team, I think it's all about the narrative. I think it's all about approaching him and going, listen, if he thinks this is how I'll do it. We've got a better chance of winning it for you coming on with 30 minutes to go when the opposition are tired, when their limbs are all weary, lactic acid is building up in all these players' legs, and they see Cristiano Ronaldo warming up on the side, and you come on and terrorise them and capitalise on that in the latter stages of the games. Do you think anyone's going to be bothered when you lift that trophy as our captain? No. So here we go. You're going to start some games, but then some you're not going to start. But that's part of the plan. And at 41 years old, I'm sure that Cristiano would understand that because, listen, we all know, Benny, you're the same. When we were getting older, things weren't working as quickly, as smoothly as they once were. But there's no denying the guy's potent. When the ball drops in the box, if you had 3 players to the top 3 players in the world for the ball to drop to, he'd be one of the guys you wanted to drop to even still now because he's that potent. He's got almost 1,000 goals. But listen, if it was down to me, I think I would take that same approach I just mentioned there. I'd pull him in and out of games depending on the opponents. And I just have to make sure that I talk to him and make sure he understands that. But one thing I would say when I watched him, I think a lot of blame and a lot of people are pointing the finger at Cristiano. I don't think the actual service into him was great either, by the way, or an opportunity to put his way. often. I saw quite a few options to play the ball forward, didn't take them options up. And I think if you're going to have him in your team, you've got to find him as often as you can. And they've got great players who can.
Good afternoon. You are listening to the warm-up on talkSPORT. Max and Charlie here until 1. David says, hold up, sunshine. Ever had to go to hot soft play the morning after 12 pints? I'd rather have a working over than that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pick hot soft play. I just normal soft play is fine. You don't need, it's like Bikram yoga. You don't want soft play in the sauna. Now, Ryan Garner,
hot soft play.
Ryan used a slightly more industrial word for urine test. So if you were deeply offended by that,
wow,
your life's probably okay, I'd say, if that really helps. That's
the thing you found.
Yes,
there we are. Well done.
Like those commentators saying, we humbly apologise if you heard some industrial language out there on the airwaves. Anyway, look, Spain plays Saudi Arabia today. Need a win. Let's talk to Phil Kitchen-Melidis, Spanish football expert from the Spanish Football Podcast. Hey, Phil.
Hello, Phil.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Yeah, really well.
Yeah, good. I was trying to imagine, I was chatting to your colleague Sid Lowe about this, about, the meltdown that would have happened in England had we drawn with Cape Verde. But are the Spanish just a bit more chill about this kind of thing?
I mean, it wasn't good, Max. It wasn't good, the reaction.
Okay.
It was pretty negative. It was pretty negative. The thing is, Spain have got a bit more credit in the bank than England do, being the reigning European champions, and they've won 4 major trophies in the last 18 years. But yeah, people were shocked at the result, 0-0 with Cape Verde, but also at the performance as well. And it kind of took people back to the bad old days of when they got knocked out in Qatar World Cup and in the Russian World Cup, where they had loads and loads of possession and they couldn't find a way through. Kind of what happened against Cape Verde as well. So everybody's looking for a reaction today from Spain.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different team if your first choice wide men are playing. I like Luis de la Fuente saying, don't compare Lamine Yamal to Messi or anyone, but did compare him to Michelangelo and Salvador Dali at the same time.
I mean, everybody's been comparing Lamine Yamal to Messi since he broke through at Barcelona a couple of years ago. So those comparisons have been made, and we think he's going to start today. He's on the front pages of every single one of the Spanish sports papers, and one of them has just got a picture of him smiling, saying, "Do your magic." So no pressure, Lamine, who doesn't turn 19 until a couple of days before the semi-finals, which Spain will hope to be there. But yeah, I mean, Lamine Yamal is. This is kind of like in Spain, it's been geared. Like everyone's thinking it's his World Cup. This is Lamine's World Cup. He is the best player in the world. He's the difference maker for Spain. We've got a great team. Plus, we've got Lamine. So with this great team and Lamine, we can win. But conversely, without Lamine, we're in trouble. And I think that was shown in the first game.
And all the other big players have turned up, haven't they, Phil? They've all scored goals so far. They've all looked good. They've all hit the ground running. So, he needs to turn up. Otherwise, they'll start calling him a little boy.
I mean, he's literally a teenager, but yeah, he's technically.
GCSEs only finished last week, so maybe he had to do some exams.
He was doing the Spanish version of GCSEs at the Euros. He just finished them, and then he went and won the Euros with Spain. So to put that into context, I mean, he wanted to start the first game. He's desperate to play, and I think he's got it in his mind as well. Like, this is my tournament. This is my time to shine, to show everyone I am the best player in the world. All these other guys have scored as well. I need to get on and do it as well. So I think there's definitely a bit of that in his young, exuberant mind.
Always interesting when they talk about young players having no fear. And I think if I was 18 or 19, I'd be absolutely bricking it. In front of all these people. It's extraordinary. So is it? Do you think it is that simple? Like he wasn't playing, Nico Williams wasn't playing, and that adds so much pace to the Spanish side. And I forget who was playing wide on either side. Forgive me, Phil, but it's a sort of a more technical, sort of slower approach, wasn't it?
Yeah, you had Ferran Torres on the right flank and Gavi on the left flank. And Gavi is many things, but he's not really a left winger. They explained the idea of why they played Gavi there. They wanted him to come inside and to sort of create overloads and then leave the space for Cucurella to get down the left-hand side, which, okay, in theory, there is a bit of logic to that. In practice, it didn't work at all. And I think, it's just we know how Spain are going to play. They're going to have a lot of the ball all the time. They're going to make a lot of passes. They're going to dominate the opponents. But having those two wingers, Lamine and Nico, just brings another element to that play. So they have all that possession, they have all those passes, and then they've got people that can beat a man and go really quickly and be direct and get into the box and pull the ball back. So they're really, really important for how Spain play. Like I said, we're expecting to see Lamine today. If he doesn't start, he's going to play 45 minutes at the very least. So, but yeah, it is a problem when you've set up a team to have a certain style, and then those two players, they're kind of irreplaceable. There isn't anyone that can really do what they do in the squad. So without them, we saw the shortcomings of Spain in that first game.
Is a 1-0 enough to quieten the noise, Phil? Do you need a statement victory?
I think they do. I think they do, yeah. 1-0 would not be enough. I mean, they've got to win. Obviously, another draw is an absolute unthinkable catastrophe. They've got to win. They've got to convince. I know. Ideally, in an ideal scenario, Lamine wouldn't start. He'd be on the bench. They'd play really well in the first half, score a couple of goals, and then Lamine would come on and be like, we're even better with him, but show that they can do it without him as well. But yeah, they need to play a lot quicker. That's the thing. They need to move the ball a lot faster than they did in that first game. And players have been talking about it as well and said, we need a lot more intensity than we did. I think it's been a bit of a kick up the backside, to be honest, actually. They were the favourites with the bookies. Everybody was saying here, we're favourites. We've got a really good chance of winning the World Cup. And then you draw with Cape Verde. It brings you down a peg or two. So maybe it might, in the long run, actually prove to be useful.
Hate to go all Arsenal, but do they need to sign a striker? Because if you're playing Jose Maria Alatharbal up front like that, that is,
yes.
There is, and actually for a long time now, because when I think of who's up front for Spain, it's just Morata looking sad. Like I don't know when who was the last truly brilliant Spanish centre forward.
David Villa,
maybe
David Villa, Fernando Torres, but it's true. And then you've had people playing in a sort of a false nine, with Cesc Fabregas playing a false nine, David Silva playing in a false nine, but not a really sort of out and out striker. But Mikel Oyarzabal is definitely the number one starting number 9 for Spain. He has sort of morphed into this position. He wasn't really an out and out number 9. He sort of used to play out wide. He used to play as a sort of number 10. Real Sociedad had some big strikers. They had Alexander Isak. They had Sorlot as well. They had some strikers that he used to play with. But now he leads the line for them and for Spain. He's got a really good record in big games. He scored big goals for Spain, big goals for Real Sociedad. But I know what you mean when you look at all these teams and you think the elite strikers, and then you look at Spain and you go, oh, what they've got? He's their starting striker. I can see why it's not quite the same as when you see someone like Kylian Mbappe, for example, for France, or even Harry Kane for England as well.
Is he is he similar to Mikel Merino, right? Someone else who isn't really that, but can do that and can do that quite well?
I mean, Mikel Merino did that when there was sort of no one else really available, much like I think with Arsenal as well. He can do that. But his role in this Spain team is playing definitely behind the main striker as a sort of advanced midfield, sort of number 10, someone who can arrive in the box. And he's been very, very successful at that. But again, he's not a number 9. He can fill in if you need to. And I think actually we will see him potentially be that kind of fill-in number 9 if Spain need a goal. Against Cape Verde, he came on and was trying. But yeah, everybody was trying to go against Cape Verde, and it didn't really work out. But the thing is about this Spain side, we're just talking about it now. Mikel Oyarzabal, Mikel Merino, some of the defenders as well. You look at them and you're like, these elite superstar, massive names. But then as a sort of team, as a unit, they work really, really well. We've got Lamine Yamal. So that's the idea. They're a really good unit. Plus, they've got this differential player who is just extraordinary on his day. So that's what they can do. That's what they need to do today.
Good stuff, Phil. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Phil.
Pleasure, guys. Anytime.
Phil Kitchen-Melidis there, Spanish football expert, host of the Spanish Football Podcast. David says, I got the feeling you two are hungover. Am I right? No, I'm not hungover.
Middle of the night for Max.
In the morning. Kind of a night out when I've got to get up at 1:30.
I'm a professional.
I'm in Los Angeles. I'm whispering because Barry Glendenning is 10 yards away from me. I don't want to wake the bear.
You know.
That's what I don't want to do.
And it's Sunday, so my usual sort of loud,
you turn it down.
I turn it down for a Sunday. No one needs it.
Exactly. You can play in many. You're like Mikel Marino. You can play in many different players.
Name, David.
You can play in. David Hutchison is anyway, it is Max and Charlie with you to one. What we do now? England next. Faye Carruthers will join us. She's been chatting to Reece James. Then Dave Walker from the England pod will join us, and we'll play Guess the Attendance too.
Well, we're talking about Arsenal because the press are talking about Arsenal.
Squeezed Arsenal into a World Cup show.
You're about to hear. Are you Arsenal in disguise? In the Daily Mail. Yeah, we're going there. We're going there.
Who's written that? Is that you? Is that by Laura Coke Francis?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's my first line in the Daily
well
Mail.
Done. Congratulations.
The Nation joins Gunners fans in praise of Rice's corners.
Oh, come on. This is... Benty and I were out hobnobbing with the Rich and Famous last night, or maybe Rich and Shameless, and we were talking to Piers Morgan.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he asked the same question about Declan Rice's corners, and I'm like, he's just taking the corner, the fella.
Mate, no.
I love Declan. You know that.
Hey,
but unless you've got Harry Kane running onto it, a corner's only as good as the finish.
No, look at Arsenal doing all season, and people have criticised us for that.
You just bullied goalkeepers, just smashed goalkeepers out of the way.
That's so right. So the hypocrisy here is loud and clear. In the Daily Mail, which I've just messed up there, they're calling it dark arts in praise of the dark arts that England have employed at corners, which we've been very vocal about.
We're not doing those corners at the World Cup.
Yeah,
Declan's doing outswingers.
Did you see the amount? So do Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm saying, but when it's an in-swing, everyone's smashing into the keeper. These are outswings. Harry Kane's running onto them.
Now, all the blocks, I saw the blocks the other night, England.
Yeah, so just to be clear, corner's good, but corner's not good when Arsenal do it. In-swing are good, outswing are bad.
Unless Harry Kane's on the end.
Okay, so safe to say, according to you, and I think I speak on behalf of Arsenal Nation here, I'm not allowing you to enjoy us having corners, if that's all right. So as far as you're concerned, it was 3-2.
I'll speak on
right?
the rest of the nation,
Please
right? And I don't like your attitude.
I love it.
Yeah, I the hypocrisy.
No, here's what's going to happen. Yep. So you, of course, won't remember, and neither will I, but in 1966, when England won the World Cup, right? Jeff Hurst scored 3 and Martin Peters scored the other one, and Bobby Moore lifted it. And West Ham, for years, were like, West Ham won the World Cup. And this is exactly what you're doing now with Arsenal.
It is exactly what we're doing.
Right.
But
Declan Rice took a corner. Now, I love Declan, so I don't want to say this, but out of everyone that played, who got the lowest marks?
You don't believe that?
I don't believe that.
Declan was very good.
I know he was, but it's Harry Kane. It's Jude Bellingham.
No, the delivery, it's all about the delivery. There's no point Harry Kane being there if the delivery is not on point.
No. Great.
Yeah, so England carry on their World Cup journey, adventure, etc. against Ghana on Tuesday. Let's talk to our England correspondent, Faye Carruthers. Faye, there's a bit of a delay on the line, so you've been chatting to Reece James. So I'll throw to you, and you can do a bit, Faye. We believe in you.
Thank you for that, and thank you for the on-air production. It's much appreciated.
That's all right.
Difficult when there's a delay on the line. I know what you mean, but don't worry. Sit back and enjoy. I spoke to Reece James yesterday. We were at training as well. England actually gave us really great insight in training yesterday. We had 15 minutes to watch the players at close quarters, and it was fascinating, in particular watching Thomas Tuchel at work, because usually when we get the open 15 minutes training, we just see him stalking around and just watching from afar and letting his team take the drills. But this time he was getting involved in the drills, and they'd set up mannequins so that the players could play two-touch football. Two touches they're allowed to make. Pass the ball onto each player's favoured foot was what the plan was. Starting off slowly, working out, passing in between two mannequins and then getting up to the other end. And Thomas Tuchel, after they'd been going for a few minutes, started to get frustrated. Like, right, now quicker, I want more. Particularly highlighted Jed Spence, wanted him to do better, Jed, and wanted them all to be quicker. It's really interesting watching him because he's quite an exacting person. You know, we know that he's meticulous in his planning, but we don't usually get to see that apart from when we're watching him animated on the touchline. And later on in the afternoon I got to sit down with Reece James, of course, club captain at Chelsea, but also part of that Champions League winning squad with Thomas Tuchel, and he had some really interesting insights in the manager himself.
Yeah, I fully trust me. We worked together, previously at Chelsea. We won, trophies together, and I love playing under him. Him as a person, him as a manager, he just connects really well with him, and I like his managerial side and his personal side as well.
It's really interesting listening to Reece talking about his face lights up when he talks about Thomas Tuchel, and when you think of the injury problems that Reece James has had over the years, he's fully trusted regardless by Thomas Tuchel. He likes the profile of the player, he likes the personality of the player, and it's good to see that, and good to have different kinds of leadership in the dressing room as well. I asked him about being a different kind of leader, and although obviously Harry Kane is the captain at England, Reece James is a club captain and more of a quiet leader in many ways. But today we'll get to possibly speak to Jed Spence. That's who we've been suggested might come up and talk to us. No access to training today, interestingly, because it's matchday -2. They'll be playing Ghana in Boston on Tuesday, and we'll fly out there on Monday for that. But so we don't get to see the behind closed doors training on matchday -2. But everybody seems okay apart from Bukayo Saka, who wasn't involved in training yesterday, doing his own personal programme, which was a slight surprise. We know that he's been managing this Achilles injury, but to not be part of training signals that perhaps he's not going to be ready for the Ghana game.
Good stuff, Faye. Thanks for coming on, Faye Carruthers there, our England correspondent. Do better, Jed. Let's talk to Dave Walker from the England pod, which is a really good pod. Oh, yeah. Follows England in a fun way and doesn't get terrified by it. We might get terrified later, I guess. Hey, Dave, you okay?
Hello, Dave.
Hi, Max. Hi, Charlie. Great to be with you, genuinely. At 7:30 a.m. here in New York after a 3 a.m. finish at karaoke last night.
Oh, great. What were you singing, Dave? What were you singing, Dave?
All sorts of things, but I mean, Natasha Bedingfield Unwritten has become something of an anthem for the England pod. So we gave that one a rendition. You're both musical men yourself, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you'll know the importance of getting in at the right note. You've got to get in low in that one. Don't go in too high.
Yeah.
Well, sort of. I mean, the backing track is what you really got to work with, I would say, Dave. You can't just pick your own tune.
Take On Me, Aha is the worst choice because
actually,
there's that middle bit though with Take On Me.
True, but Life on Mars starts low, so you think you can do it, and then it gets higher and higher and higher and higher. Anyway, perhaps more importantly, Dave, I don't know. I mean, I'd happily do some 10 minutes of karaoke. I've done a lot of England. I mean, it's been good, hasn't it? Like, we've only had one game, and I know like we're in Group L, so it takes forever for our games to happen. But are you enthused at the moment?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, especially the second half in the game against Croatia, we just, played in a way that we haven't really been used to seeing England play at major tournaments. For all the success under Gareth Southgate, it was all relatively conservative. It was relatively solid, but they really went for it after what sounded like a bit of a talking to from Tuchel. And Anthony Barry at half-time against Croatia. They came out all guns blazing and they blew Croatia away. But the one, as ever with England, there's always concerns, and Declan Rice's injury seems to be the latest one. I've just been Googling neural pain in the hamstring, which I've never heard of before, which is apparently what he's got. And one of the major issues with it says, it's basically like sciatica. And one of the major issues that it gets worse with prolonged sitting. So I'm not sure benching him for the next game is actually the best course of action.
So you have to stand there.
Jogging up and down the sideline, in a brown bib.
Sounds old person, doesn't it? Actually, I mean, Mrs. Rushden has sciatica, but I'm not saying you're old, Jamie. And the chances of her listening to talkSPORT at this time of night in Melbourne is very unlikely. But
we need Declan Rice to be fine, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
if we want to get anywhere, he's pretty central to our plans, isn't he?
Oh, very much so, yeah. I mean, he's, a key player for England, was a key player for Arsenal. I think probably a future captain for both club and country, I would say. And, it was interesting that he did, obviously he came off against Croatia, and I think that was probably part of the ongoing sort of management of his fitness issues. But, we did see the squad in full effect against Croatia. The fact that you can take him off and you can take Bellingham off and you can take Madueke off and we can take Gordon off and we can replace them with Saka, with Rashford, with Morgan Rogers.
And not bring Eze on or,
Yeah, exactly. So I think it was a real encouragement as well from that first game. It's the strength of our bench. There aren't many nations, I don't think, that have can bring on that quality of substitutes.
So we go to Boston, don't we? England playing Boston next, which is what I'm worried about for the fans, because the Scotland fans have been such a massive hit in Boston.
Yeah.
Huge hit, haven't they? Like there's been in all the media how great the Tartan Army are in Boston. Boston has fallen in love with Scotland and the Tartan Army. They've twinned with Glasgow. They've brought haggis back. How are the England fans turning up going to say we're not really like that?
Well, I mean, I think we will turn up en masse, and I think we'll do our thing. There was some great
scenes. Is that a good thing?
There were some good scenes. There were some good scenes in Dallas. To be fair, we'll do Sweet Caroline and Wonderwall and Hey Jude seem to be sort
of. It feels like the horrible stepdad turning up.
Do you know what I think there is, Dave? I don't even think, Dave, there's an inhibition. I always go back to this. I was at Euro 96 for England, Scotland at half-time. We were winning, and yet Status Quo, Rocking All Over the World came on, and the whole Tartan Army sang it, did the guitars, and all the England fans stood there going, I really wish I could do that, but there's something just keeping me from having a good time.
Look, I think everyone in Boston will have a great time. Boston's a great city. Although I do think the stadium, I've heard some reports of getting to and from the stadium, which up in Foxborough, where the Patriots play, is actually a bit of a grim experience. But I was pleased to see, because we weren't quite sure what we were going to see, I think, with fans at this World Cup. And the Scotland fans have been in tremendous form. I'm in New York. I've seen a lot of Brazilian fans, Moroccan fans, Colombians. There's been loads of fans here. But I was pleased to see the numbers of England fans in Dallas. And it seemed like they were all having a good time. So I'm sure they'll make their way over to Boston and do their very best to try and compete with the Scots.
Of course, travel in hope.
Yeah, sometimes we just have to accept some people, some are better. Like they're just really good at it.
I just watched a clip of lots of statues in Boston having traffic cones on their head, like that one that's in Glasgow. So they've left those behind. That's fun, isn't it? That's a fun thing to do.
Yeah. I haven't picked up a traffic cone for a while, I guess. But something to think about for later, isn't it? The thing is, I don't know. I found it just totally. Like, I just had a nice time watching that England game, Dave. That feels so odd. Like, I just wasn't sure how to compute that.
Well, I mean, the only thing I'm slightly worried about, and as a father of a 3-month-old baby,
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
I'm sure you'll we're currently going through the sleep regression stage.
Oh yeah.
And you're starting to see something in this tournament, which I'm calling the match day 2 regression. because there's quite a few teams who've played very well in the first game and then they come out in the second game and they're not the same team. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We should beat Ghana. We should have enough of them. I think we're one of the best teams in the tournament, but you never know. There's been tournaments in very recent memory where we've done well in the first game and then we've had like a terrible 0-0 draw against USA or Scotland in the second game. And the presence of Antoine Semenyo does concern me a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Can I just ask, your 3-month-old is going through the regression. You are doing karaoke till 3 a.m. How is? Do you feel like you're in the right place, Dave?
Well, I'm going home next week for a week before coming back out. And I think, there's going to be some big shifts required of me that week.
Yeah, there's work to do.
Hey, look, this bit, as someone who's got a 19-year-old and a 10-year-old, this bit when they're little only doesn't last very long. I know it feels like it lasts forever, but this is absolutely a golden period of your whole life. So as hard as it is to enjoy this bit because they are only little for a blink of an eye. And
you're starting to sound like an Instagram reel.
Well,
Charlie.
I am, but I mean it. I mean it. I'm a walking Instagram reel. I mean it. I've seen you bullying that man on the BMX already, Max. So he's called you out on it. So you've bullied him. You can't start bullying me.
I didn't bully that man. But I'm going, John. He seems really lovely, John Verity. I'm going cycling with him to apologise.
Oh, nice.
Because I said his reel was silly, and I'm never going to say anyone's reel is silly again. But look, have a lovely week back, and that's good you're doing that because Mrs. Rushden is 6 weeks away. Like I thought, think about all the journalists that go to every single major tournament. I don't know if you do that, Dave. Now you've got the England pod. It's an excuse to go to every tournament, and you just think, wow, there are a lot of people back home who are doing the proper jobs while we're just sitting around.
Yeah, quite annoying that the Euros is in England next time, actually.
Hey, thanks for getting up at this hour, especially after karaoke. And I'm going to add Natasha Bedingfield's Unwritten to my playlist and keep doing good stuff on the pod. It's you, George Ellick and Ali Maxwell. And it is a nice listen, and it's sort of different to most sort of England. Oh my God, this is the most important thing on earth type thing. So thanks for doing it, Dave.
Cheers, guys.
Good man, Dave Walker there, part of the England pod, which I would recommend, as well as obviously listening to talkSPORT 24/7 and any other football podcast that's happening. I guess the attendance at 1 bit, Charlie.
Yeah, 1 bit. One bit. It's been great. I love the show. I love the show. It's lovely on a Sunday. It's a nice vibe,
Yeah, it's a good one. Do you think we've had a show regression, or do you think I think we've maintained.
We've maintained.
I think so.
You've got to start with the energy that you can maintain. Right. For the whole 3 hours.
Got it.
Anyone can do a 2-hour radio show, Max.
They are.
Anyone.
Honestly. When our Saturdays are 2 hours, that is so good.
I was looking at the fixtures the other day going, that's a 12:30 kickoff. That's great. That's 2 hours there. Brilliant.
It's a real problem. They haven't thought this because the amount of teams in Europe that quite a lot of times there's no 12:30. And if there's no 12:30, we have to do 3 hours.
That's a shame, isn't it?
The Premier League, the FA, have not factored this in.
If they don't want us to be guessing temperatures in the season with John Ketley, then continue with that.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, so we want 2 hours during the season. We're doing 3 hours now, and are we getting the credit we deserve? I don't know. Anyway, Justin Moorhouse joins us against the attendance in just a second.
Talking about Jude Bellingham, because of his talent, because of his ability, Kyle, he's often the focus of attention, isn't he? I mean, tell us, you've been in the same dressing room as him. What's he like as a person?
No, he's good, and I think he carries a lot of weight on his shoulders for such a young boy. I think people probably forget how young he is. Obviously, he's gone on from leaps and bounds from Birmingham City to Dortmund to now playing for one of, if not the biggest clubs in the world. But I was saying it before. I think Morgan Rogers is a great player. I played with him at City. He's done unbelievable for Villa. But I just think in them moments, Jude Bellingham probably pips him just because of the big game moments. And last night proved that.
Yeah.
How good is he? Because you've been in training with him, you played with him. Because when we watch him, I just see someone who can score left foot, right foot. I see someone who can get box to box, good in the air. Looks like the complete player.
Yeah, I think, he's an all-rounder. He can tackle, he can defend, he can attack, he scores goals. As you just said, left, right foot, he's got an engine on him. Is he a silky number 10 that we're probably used to seeing in the Premier League? Probably not. He's more of a powerhouse, but, in these conditions that they're playing the World Cup in like this, it could work to our advantage with having him, Declan and, Anderson that all have good engines on them and then can get up and down the pitch.
Does it ever get to him, the sort of criticism that he gets, the media attention that he gets?
I think probably it does. I think probably it does some way, but I don't think you can let it get to you. I think when you're a big football player like that with a name that you've got, obviously you're going to hear and you're going to see. People are going to tell you what people are saying, but you have to take that pressure. You're Jude Bellingham. You're Jude Bellingham, and you've got that pressure on your shoulder. You're playing for Real Madrid and also representing England in a number 10 jersey, so you've got to deal with it.
We've seen a few months ago, there were journalists saying that he shouldn't be involved because there was reports that Jude Bellingham makes the older players, they're scared to play because he's so much of a character. And I was like, surely, Walks, you're a senior player. Jude Bellingham, if he's 18, 19, 20, he's not going to affect the senior pros, is he?
No, I don't think it affects you.
Now, the boss has been in touch, Charlie.
Oh, yeah. Good morning.
You're thinking about making the warm-up 4 hours.
Okay, great news.
So you can't deliver this sort of quality for 4 hours. Liam, that's what I'm saying. The 4 hour shows are the ones that
4 hours.
They're trotting out a 6 out of 10 for 4 hours, but this kind of 2, maximum 3. If you want this sort of elite 10 out of 10 energy, you can't have an extra 60 minutes on.
Hour 4 would be.
Hour 4.
We'd need another go-get-its to get us.
I think
so. Double go-get-its.
Need another hot Barocca. Hey, let's play Guess the Attendance today. Top comedian Charlie Baker takes on top comedian Justin Morehouse. Hey, Justin.
That's nice. Hello, Justin.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good, Justin.
Yeah, good.
You at the Isle of Wight, Justin? Are you at the Isle of Wight Festival?
I am. I'm just getting off a buggy.
Are you going to go? Can you go and see Stanley Battersea Baker in cheap suits at 3:15?
Is he on today?
Yeah, he's on today. Yeah.
All right. Maybe you should have promoted that.
What, on national radio?
Oh, no, it's just to me. You
All right.
Yeah.
I was about to message you when I knew you were at the Isle of Wight. I didn't know you were there.
Yeah.
What were you doing in a buggy?
You get buggy.
I was getting driven here.
Yeah, when you do a festival, Max, you get buggied around the place if you're on, especially if you're a top comedian like Justin.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so I left my hotel, got dropped off here, and then I'm backstage. I'm backstage with some of your colleagues are here from Virgin Radio.
Oh, that's nice. Go and see them.
I can't avoid them. They're everywhere.
Oh, that's nice. Huey Morgan. Huey Morgan.
Yes. Yes, doing a show live for 4 hours. He does 4 hours.
He does 4. Yeah, but you got music.
Yeah.
So
you just press the green button.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play, everybody. We begin at the Estadio BBVA. Tunisia 0, Japan 4. Where's this? Is this in Monterrey? Is it Guadalajara? Maybe Monterrey. Istvan Kovacs of Romania refereed this game. Tunisia 0, Japan 4. The third goal for Japan. Absolute beauty. They are a dangerous. You wouldn't want to play them. You wouldn't want to play them, Justin. But how many were there to watch the Japanese put Tunisia out of the World Cup?
This, to me, I have no idea. I'm adopting the Barry Glendenning approach, and I'll say 60,000.
60,000.
59,999.
51,243.
1-0. Easy.
1-0
Easy
to
meat.
Baker.
Easy meat.
Easy meat. This is confident talk. We go now to the Toronto Stadium.
Charlie, by the way, is a tournament player.
It's true. It's true.
You know what I mean?
I'm good during the tournaments.
He's a Mario Kempes. He's Mario Kempes, Gerd Muller of Guest the Attendance. What we want is a Damien Duff of Glendenning back for the week in, week out.
Do you know what happens is, off a good tournament, Charlie gets signed for big money by a guest attendance, and then he's an absolute flop.
Absolute flop.
Yeah,
we know what happens.
Yeah.
Over to you,
He's
Charlie.
the Carol Poborski of guessing sentences.
The El Hadj Diouf. We're going to the Toronto Stadium, Charlie, which is in Toronto.
Yeah.
Germany 2, Ivory Coast 1. Big day for Dennis Undav off the bench again. His record for Germany is amazing. Juan Gabriel Benitez of Paraguay refereed this. But how many were there to watch Germany beat the Ivory Coast in injury time?
59,000 people.
59,000 people.
He's gone under there, I believe. And do we not say Côte d'Ivory?
Côte d'Ivoire.
You can say Côte d'Ivoire.
D'Ivory.
Côte d'Ivory is a sort of mashup of both names. It's like saying the Netherlands.
So you don't want to go ball in the Netherlands, do you?
Yeah. Le Tour de France. 59,001.
43,000.
2-0.
That's what it says
Why
here.
did playing these? I like how
2-0
Charlie's
down.
reading these.
No,
you
Guy,
can see him reading.
no, I don't cheat. Guy's been in touch on the subject of a 4-hour show from now on, a 4-hour warm up. We can't deliver this sort of quality for 15 minutes, lads. He says, let alone 4 hours.
How dare you, Guy? How dare you?
It's a shame.
Here we go. Ruben Ricardo of Leicestershire, England, refereed Watford 0, Coventry 4 in the Championship.
What?
Yeah, I know. You know, mixing
Where's
it
this
up.
curveball? What's going to be next? Mine Anna's 8 here.
It is actually. How do you know? I don't have the exact
48,
date.
49
How many were there to watch Watford 0, Coventry 4 at some point in the past?
Oh, game's gone.
Justin.
Game is gone.
mate.
This feels like
24,000. To all the people that came to me yesterday at the Sky Open House here at the Island White Festival.
Oh, yeah.
I went, how many do you reckon are here? How many?
Yeah,
this is
good.
This is for you guys.
Do you know what? I asked for some EFL, but you do need the date, don't you? But what am I meant to do?
Yeah.
Like, I can't throw anyone
Maybe
under
do
the
the prep
bus.
yourself.
Wow.
It's not like you're on a 4 or
Wow.
5 week jaunt doing nothing else.
he is. He's messing
Apart from
about.
watching football and
Messing about.
recording
you.
conversations
I
with your friends.
Been speaking
I'm
to
walking.
women, ladies of the night have been approaching him in bars. Justin, do you know this?
Incredibly hard.
And he just called his
We
wife
don't-
old as well. He said his
Charlie.
wife was old, and he's been speaking to.
We've got 2 minutes left of the show. We don't have time.
And upsetting other podcasters as well. And
Did you
vibe
say?
merchants.
We say 24,000? Did you, Justin?
Yeah.
24,001.
19,174.
Bad choice.
It is
2-1.
2-1. We go to League One. Wigan 0, AFC Wimbledon 1 at the Brick Community Stadium. Hackford on the 90th scored on the 90th minute. Matthew Corlett of Crosby refereed the game. I don't know when it was, but how many were there at Wigan 0, Wimbledon 1?
It's me, isn't it?
Charlie.
Wigan. 14,000.
13,999.
10,179. It's 2 apiece. This is exciting.
I am tournament. I can't. It says that these league fixtures have done me in. I'm good at. I'm good at the World Cup.
This is
Bread
a real
and butter.
curveball. This is a curveball here. Daryl Carolyn of Drogheda in Ireland refereed Galway 2, Derry City 1 at the Pearse Stadium in the League of Ireland Premier Division.
Yeah.
Blimey. But how many were there to watch Galway beat Derry? This for the win. Justin.
Well, it's easy for me, actually. 15,000.
Oh. 14,999 all day.
3,000.
Yeah, 3,000. No one goes. No one goes. That was easy. Terrible.
What a game that was. What a game.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Justin. Have a good
Well done,
time
Justin.
at the festival,
What are
my
you
friend.
doing there,
Well-
Justin? Are you doing stand-up comedy? Are you hosting something? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm helping host the Sky Open House here.
Oh, that's nice. On a corporate. Good bucks.
Well,
He'll be
good
getting
stuff.
bucks
Good
for
money
that.
there. He's trousering
Good. He
millions.
knows how
That's
to-
why I can do this. for
He
nothing.
knows how to make a pound note,
He's
Justin.
working the
Morehouse.
system. Thank you,
He'll
Justin.
paint himself purple if you ask him.
Justin Morehouse there. Hey, thanks, Justin. Thanks, Charlie.
Thanks, Max.
Thanks very much for listening. Commentaries of Spain, Saudi Arabia, Belgium, Iran, Uruguay, Cape Verde, New Zealand, Egypt, all the games of the World Cup live on talkSPORT.
Ria, I've got to speak to you about England then, obviously, of course, the result the other day. Really good second half performance. First and foremost, what did you make of the performance? And some people are saying it's the best half of football they've seen England play in years.
Well, what I was really impressed with, there's two things. The turnaround in the second half, and you saw Harry Kane, Declan Rice, and Jude Bellingham all come out speaking glowingly about the manager's team talk at half-time. So that's an absolute massive, massive, massive plus, because a manager that's very aggressive, he's punchy, and he ain't going to go out trying to stay in a game. He's going to go out trying to win a game, and if it doesn't happen, he ain't going to be for the want of trying. And the second thing is, his aggressive substitutions and really decisive substitutions in the second half late on, where normally you see a lot of managers go, we're going to protect this lead. He's saying, no, I've got my